Get 'em, Jimmy, where low shack at? The bottle's getting empty up the crack and we stacking chips. All of it's what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered, can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon, 'cause we be pubbing.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Wednesday, March 29th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Just have to get this final tweet out for the show. Huge focus today on NBA. And, yesterday was, sometimes life gets in the way of seeing things clearly or whatever. The leans that I had were pretty strong. I ended up going just 1-2, I guess 1-3 down 2.47 units. But, I thought, Wisconsin was the right look, I thought, for a while, for a long while. I did get in live on North Texas, but I was expecting a middle not to lose the money line at plus 105. Then the Flyers, it looked like I was going to get a nice cash there, and then a late goal by Montreal made that a push. So it was not good. But I do want to go over what's gone on in the last little while because it's crucial. Today's show is going to be great. We have LJ from H-Town here, and he went 11-3 plus 7.81 units on Friday. He now has an ROI on our show over 10.32%, over 10%. I'm still dealing with lack of sleep, so I'm going to be messing up a couple things. Derl's coming off a 5-2 day plus 2.82 units. That was on last Wednesday. They're going to be both joining with us today, and they're performing at a very high level, and I expect that to continue, both in the black on the season, both doing an excellent job. I'm going to go over some records because I want to just get back to exactly where we were. And I worked really hard on making sure all the records for all the cappers and everybody were in place before I went down to San Antonio. And then last night I was trying to clean everything up. And so we're pretty straight here. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Justin McElvey in the house. That happens, man. That happens. And, what's important is your overall numbers, not what happens in a night. And I know that you will bounce back, and that happens. There's Bubba Rito. Nice to have Bubba Rito back in business. Says baseball 1 day away, almost better than Christmas. But not better. That's with Clam. Bubba Rito. That's a comment for the ages right there. That's one that Pete would put on his shirt. Serious business. And now there's J Dub in the house. It was great hanging with J Dub in San Antonio. Jay Smooth, Clint started the Die Hard MMA podcast. We got Jay Peasy, Real Deal Prime, Viper NB, Troy Torrance. Let's keep stringing together winning days. Hawks first quarter plus a half. Hawks money line. Magic plus 7. North Texas money line. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. The nuke worker ready to go. Rocco Rogers, Kadesh ready to eat. Andrew G, BJD Jenkins. Man, that Clint got in on the Penguins live at, I think, plus 550, maybe it was plus 510. It was over plus 500. It sucked. I thought you were going to catch that for sure. I was cheering for you heavy. Nuke says 0 points in the last 9 minutes for Whiskey Unreal. It was just unreal. The whole thing was, or 0 buckets, right? 0 baskets, right? Didn't they get 1 foul shot in? Oh, God. There's Razor Sharp Picks in the house this Saturday. Full day of thoroughbred horses hosted by Razor Sharp Picks and myself. The Florida Derby and the Arkansas Derby are the stars of the show, but we're going to be hammering horses all day and all night until the end of Golden Hour in Santa Anita, Golden Gate. We start at 11:15 a.m. on Saturday. Fat Cat Ninja ready to get to work. This is great, man. I don't know why they're doing these messages being held for review when there's coarse language, because well, we want them all in there. We want them all in there, man. Sharon, Tay Butter, Jay Stone, Razor Sharp Picks, horseplay of the days in Tampa Bay Downs race 8, the 4 fabulous Philly, 3:47 p.m. post time. We are very lucky that we get these looks from our Razor Sharp Picks. Let's have this locked in. Now, today's show is focused on NBA. So I've only given 14 minutes from now. Now, we have 3 NHL games that I want to beat up. But the plan is in 14 minutes to be on NBA and spend a lot of time on it. Andrew G says, MLB, can you feel the grind already? I'm not going to feel the grind. No, I'm going to let it go till tomorrow. I need rest. I need rest badly. I'm not going to think about the grind, and I haven't got my futures in yet either. Subhuman Gaucho ready to go. Billy Brisbane in the house. Wild Hound. There's Wild Hound. And Wild Hound, my guy across the pond, he wanted me to mention that it's the Cardinal Stakes at Chelmsford City is also a Kentucky Derby prep race. He will be capping heavy for us. So we're going to be talking about that. Wild Hound in the house. There is Swiss Horton. Says, I'm all about these quarter horses at Louisiana Downs. We can talk about that. Collins Clip says, rest your neck. I need to protect my... Actually, I don't anymore. I'm out of Parkdale. No crime out here, man. But my car did get ganked. Brian Watson in the house. Okay, so there's some things that I want to go over. The horseplay of the day is in. So let's get up all these records. So I came in really, really upset. Tuesday, March 7th. The season had not gone, or the year had not gone the way I wanted to so far. And I was really, really upset. And I said we had to start stringing together winning weeks. That was a great week, March 7th to 10th. We went 36-25 plus 10.11 units. We followed that week up with another strong week, 35-28 plus 5.1 units. And I was stringing together winning days and winning days. Then we had Tuesday, March 21st, the Tuesday of the week we were going down to Pubapalooza, where I got killed. You guys may remember it. 2 wins, 8 losses, down 5.9 units. But I made it all back. Wednesday, 5-2 plus 3 units. Thursday, 1-0 plus 1 unit. I only had Florida Atlantic. It was a travel day when I got it, and we just live bet. That was my only pregame bet on anything. And then Friday was a big day, 11-6 plus 4.3 units, based on that 6-1 day in college basketball plus 4.9 units. So last week we went 19-16 plus 2.6 units. So we've started out with a losing day on Tuesday the 28th, yesterday. But we're going to win our way out of this shit. So since March 7th, even including the 1-3 down 2.47 unit night last night, I'm 91-72 plus 15.34 units. My NCAA tournament record is 23-14 plus 7.5 units. So there is good happening here. There is good happening here. Coogee Camp says, couldn't make it down there, Jimmy. I'm not 21 yet, but I'll be down there for the next year. We'll be 21 in June. Respect, Coogee Cam. And we have some young cappers, a couple years older than you, like Billy Brisbane and Jose Bouquet, who are flourishing. And I wish at 21 years old I could hang out with this group. I wish I could sit with Pete Loshak and the Big Ragu and LJ. Sitting with these guys at the Southtown 101 is, university for capping. So we welcome you with open arms, man. And we welcome you. There's Nasty Nate in the house. Devontae Bartel says, what up, everybody? New to the channel. Mike M says, how about them Warriors? Only 2 times this season has the team been up 20, 15 plus at halftime and lost a game against the spread. Both played the Warriors this year. How do I spell ganked? I spell it Ganked, but I don't know if that's the proper way of spelling ganked. All right. Rob Garvey in the house. Lucci Mello says, like Florida today, saw an over 91.5 win total on the Jays, which looks solid, but the only issue is it's juiced. We'll have everything set up, and we have all the videos. We did them with Sharpie. So I did the American League with Bobano. That's all on our home playlist. And Wildhound says, I will actually be at Chelmsford for the $130,000 Cardinal Condition Stakes on Saturday. Winner goes to the Kentucky Derby. It's only an hour from where I am, so it's my local track. Respect. Do you think the winner will go, Wildhound? Or do you think the winner will be scared of the best North American 3-year-olds on dirt? What do you think the side wager is that the horse that wins the Chelmsford Stakes is scared to race our best 3-year-olds on dirt? I wonder what the cappers think about that. I'd be interested to hear. Because there is a possibility, William, that your horse will be scared to race Forte and the likes at Churchill Downs in Kentucky on the first Saturday of May. And that'd be okay. That'd be okay if he was scared. Dave Redling says Canucks game was a real roller coaster, as was the Hornets game. Won the Hornets game, lost the Canucks game, a heartbreaker. Still big on the Canucks. I was thankful to stay off of the Canucks. But let's get to work. Let's get to work here right now. No, we have before, but I just we have these prep races here, and we've had some Japanese horses come over as well. But we have had prep races, ones that are important where the horse doesn't want to face our 3-year-olds. And look, we don't want to face your best 3-year-olds on turf. So, we get it. Let's get to work right now. Dabby Cab says, I've cornered my first 3 MLB bets for tomorrow. I'm going to be at opening day watching DeGrom too. And that sounds very, very, very dope. All right, let's get to work. There's Von Polo in the house. 3 games in NHL. Let's roll. We start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The Florida Panthers, 36-31-7, 15-19-3 on the road at the Toronto Maple Leafs, 44-29, 25-7-5 at home at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario. Sergei Bobrovsky, 24-20-3, 3.07 goals against average, 901 save percentage, 1 shutout against Ilya Samsonov, 24-9-3, 2.46 goals against average, 914 save percentage, 3 shutouts. Couple things here. Equanimus, I couldn't stop thinking about you coming into the chat and asking us about Jimmy Butler yesterday. And at that point, we thought he was in. And then Mike M told us that he'd been downgraded to questionable. And we know a probable downgrade to questionable is 95% of the time means he's out. And I prayed that you were still in the chat. And for some reason, it just stuck in my head all night. I hope that we got you off of your plan, because if you were asking if Jimmy Butler was in, I imagine that you were thinking of betting the Heat, and it was just stuck in my head all night. This show, the most important show, a part of this show is to give out information, and so I just that just bothered me so much. So I hope you weren't just in here for a second getting the information and then fucking off to a casino or something. It was in my head, man. Okay, let's get back to this action here. Florida, Toronto. Let's get to the line history here. I have made 3 bets, and I've stayed off of this game. Some interesting stuff, though. Let's break it down here. We got Slatsy with gaming. Slatsy gave me some angles, and I will discuss them. But let's start with the line history. First off, this total up at 7. The Leafs aren't playing very high-scoring hockey right now. They open up at minus 149. There's been a slight move towards Florida. From a total side of things, it's opened up at 7, minus 110 to the under. It's now minus 108 to the under. So very little movement. These are the trends that Slatsy gave me. The Panthers are 1-9 in their last 10 in Toronto. And the over is 7-1-1 in the last 9 meetings. So just like when you go up against a capper that you respect, you need to have some conviction to go up against trends. Because my lean is to the opposite of both of them. It's to the Panthers and the under. But do you want to go up against those trends? And our guy, Slatsy, he said a trend for you to sleep on. And that made me laugh because initially, and I don't know what he was, because he wrote it in text. I was thinking, because I sleep on these trends, I don't respect them and care about them very much. And that's what I first thought he meant. But it was after midnight. So maybe he meant, just when you go, maybe it was a nice thing to say. But I first laughed because I thought he knew that I sleep on these trends. So let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling here. The Florida money line from Sky Dragon. See, I'm with that. I'm with that spot. And Dennis Garcia never shows fear going up against trends. I agree with that spot, but let's break it down a little bit more. And you're not going to get rich betting the Panthers tonight. Whenever you see a dog where you would pray it would be a bigger number, it means there's a lot of cappers who think this spot's going to cash. So Florida 5-4-1 over their past 10, 26.5% power play, 73.3% penalty killing. Toronto 6-3-1, 29.6% power play, 75% penalty killing. Let's also bring up what's going on exactly for the Leafs, because they lost O'Reilly and Acciari to injury, and they've got 2 games in hand on the Lightning. They're 5 points up. The Lightning aren't going to catch them. And Sky Dragon says, oh, and the under 2. In fact, that's a better play. I want to do that too, Sky Dragon, but it's just, do I have the balls to go up against those trends? Do I want to go up against those trends? The Panthers coming off their 4th straight loss, 5-2 at Ottawa on Monday. That injury to second-line center Sam Bennett has hurt them. So he's missed 4 straight games. They've lost all 4 of them. Anton Lundell moves up to second-line center. And it just, Bennett plays with a lot of truculence. I know he's not a big guy at 6'1", but he plays with toughness. 16 goals, 40 points. He has 193 shots. He also has 150 hits. I really like Sam Bennett. So he's missed 4 games. He's day-to-day with an undisclosed injury. The Leafs coming off their second win in 3 games, 3-2 at Nashville on Sunday. Look, Nashville's playing over their head right now, but I do not think Nashville is a good team. And Mike M says where's Mike M? Says hard-hitting angle coming off a game with 20-plus hits. Oh, yeah. So teams are 0-16 coming off a game with 20-plus hits. A hard-hitting angle. That's an interesting one I haven't really heard before. Because they did, I believe it was they did out-hit the Senators in that game. Wow, that's an interesting look. Clint saying Bobrovsky's given up 5 the last 2 meetings versus the Leafs. So, Jose, all these comments that are being held for review, can you just approve them all? Because I'm trying to multitask on no sleep. It's not working very well. Slatsy says Matthew has been smoking hot. Bobrovsky's gassed. There's our guy, Jimmy Gomez, in the house. Has got my place ready for Garth today. Respect. We are shooting a documentary, and the documentarian is going to all bunch of different cities, recording cappers in their home. And Jimmy Gomez up today in Los Angeles. Carlisle Polo is on Caps money line today. We're going to get there very quick. But first off, just about the Leafs. The question is, do they care and are they trying? Mitch Marner's been absolutely spectacular this year. He's coming up on his first 100-point season. 28 goals, 66 assists, 94 points, 73 games played. He's a plus 15. While Bill Nylander, he's been very good. 36 goals, 45 assists, 81 points, and 73 games played. Both Nylander and Marner, apologies for saying Nylander, both Nylander and Marner have played every single game this year. They're both plus 15. They've been spectacular. Austin Matthews, 66 games played, 36 goals, 41 assists, 77 points, a team-leading plus 31. He's coming off a 60-goal, 106-point season. So I know you could say, look, he's not been nearly as good as last year, but he's been more defensively accountable, and he's been excellent. And the 3 of them are about to play the most important games of their careers in the first round against the Lightning, which they will be favored to win. Do they care right now is the question. Do they care right now? Fanatical Jim says Leafs need to keep playing at a high level, still trying to build chemistry with these new guys. Dave Redling says, should we play Matthews shots on goal over? The whole cap is about, do the Leafs care? The Panthers lose 5-2 at Ottawa. Now they're playing to the center of the hockey universe. I agree with Dennis Garcia. I just don't know if I have enough conviction with what I've seen from this Panther squad that they care. I know Matthew Tkachuk cared about playing Brady Tkachuk, but I don't know, man. I don't know. So at this point, yes, I think Panthers money line and the under 7 are legitimate leans. Viper MB going to Europe tomorrow. I love it. He's on the over 6.5 in Toronto, Florida. And Mike M, yeah, we were talking about that 1-9 record for Florida and Toronto. So look, I don't know if I have enough conviction. I respect that Dennis does. Those would be the only bets I would make. And I guess I need to sit on them a little bit longer. Let's move on to game 2 of the 3-game NHL card, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And here is one where Von Polo, in my estimation, is Von Polo. I'd love him to come to Baltimore. He's doing California right now. He's going to Vegas. So he did Toronto and Belleville, and up here he went down to New York, went to Brooklyn. I went to a couple spots in New York. But here's a spot in Islanders, Washington, where clearly there's sharp money on Washington. It's changed. It's come back. Good. So this morning, you could tell that Washington was taking money. They got up to, there had been a 10-cent move against the Islanders. And we talk about, do you have the conviction to go up against a trend? Do you have? Yeah, I agree, DG. And GG saying under 7 is a real easy play. I agree. I don't think the Leafs care right now. They just need to get out healthy. Let's talk about this spot here, because we talk about, do you have enough conviction to go up against a trend? Do you have enough conviction to go up against a capper? Do you have enough conviction to go up against what you perceive sharp money is? And I do in this spot. I don't care that the Capitals, Von Polo on the Capitals, and I don't care that it was perceived as the sharp action. I really don't. I don't want the Washington Capitals. And I don't really want the Islanders that much, but I still want to fade the Capitals. And let's discuss it and break it down here. Islanders, Capitals. Oh, we didn't discuss line movement on the total. Let's get over to that total here very quickly. So it still has moved 5 cents from the opening line at Pinnacle for the Islanders, minus 112 to minus 107. It was up to minus 109, but it got down to minus 101. Totals wise, it's opened up at 5.5. Now it's a 6 juice to the under. I came very close to taking the Islanders team total over. And Von Polo took Baltimore O's wins over 76. The Christopher Comatini, that's a great look. I think you got a great young hockey team over there. Gregory Simmons saying Florida been playing to the over recently. What up, Gregory? Nice to see you, man. So Sorokin is much better than Darcy Kemper. We know that. We know that the Capitals have been bad at home all year. Islanders haven't been great on the road, 16-15-6, but the Capitals have been bad at home, 17-14-5. Sorokin's very good, and he's been playing very good. 27, 19, and 7, 2.39 goals against average, 9.24 save percentage, 5 shutouts. Darcy Kemper, 21, 23, and 5, 2.76 goals against average, 9.11 save percentage, 5 shutouts. The Islanders are 6-3-1 over their past 10. Their power play's been poor, 11.5%. They don't have Barzal, and they're paying $8.5 million to a plugger named Bo Horvat, who's going to put up 40 points a year. Washington is 3-5-2 over their past 10, 26.5% power play, 87.1% penalty killing. Slatsy says Isles 1-5 last 6 in Washington. Caps last stand. And they do have Carlson back. Caps not great, but who are the Isles? Horvat's become invisible. I get that, all that. I get all that. And there's our guy Millsy in the house. How much fun was it hanging out with Millsy? What a guy. Great capper, great friend. Let's discuss this quickly. The Islanders snapped their 2-game losing streak with a 5-1 win versus the Devils on Monday night. Barzal has yet to start skating. I was listening to a radio show yesterday, and they were saying that they think that the Islanders, with their experience, could give, if they face the Bruins, some trouble in the first round. Not beat them, but give them some trouble. Take a game or two. They need Barzal to do that. 51 points in 58 games. You're also missing Sebastian Aho. So Samuel Bolduc will suit up again on. Well, we expect Bolduc to suit up if Sebastian Aho will be there. I know we got to get into NBA here, but we have a little bit longer, and I can't say Samuel Bolduc without thinking of Luc Bourdon. And I just, Luc Bourdon died in the summer of 2008, I want to say. We drafted him 10th overall at Canucks in 2005. He was the captain of Canada's junior team. He died in a motorcycle accident, and he had the potential of being a great defenseman. People don't talk about Luc Bourdon enough. Northern New Brunswick in a motorcycle accident. So, I want to just give Luc Bourdon a shout out, man. Would have loved to have seen you play in a Canucks uniform, and you were a great young player. And it's too bad that we didn't get to continue to see how spectacular of a hockey player you were. And what's it? Yeah, and Slide's saying what a tragedy that was. Yeah, he's just not talked about enough. So I can't say Bolduc without thinking of Bourdon. And so, rest in peace. And And respect to Luc Bourdon and to your name and to your family's name. So the Capitals have a rest advantage. They were last seen on Saturday night in the 4-3 loss at Pittsburgh. They've won once over their past 5 games, 6-1 at home to Chicago. That came on the heels of home losses to Columbus and St. Louis, 2 bottom feeders. What happened after that? Kuznetsov asked for a trade. Ovechkin's countryman, he's playing on a line at most of the time with the greatest goal scorer of our generation from his home country, and he asks for a trade. I don't know who wants Kuznetsov. You know, a guy who loves Coke and doesn't score enough goals and gets paid $7.8 million till 24-25. I don't want him on my hockey team. But that's got to be. So Ovechkin has Dmitry Orlov, his best friend, traded. Then Kuznetsov asks for a trade. Craig Smith and Sonny Milano are also out with injuries. So look, this hockey team is playing out the string. In their last 3 home games, they've only beaten the Blackhawks. They've lost to the Jackets and the Blues, to complete bottom 6 teams in the NHL. So I want to bet against the Washington Capitals, against a team that's trying in the Islanders. So I'm on the Islanders. There's Juan Ruiz in the house. All right, so let's move on from that. I'm on the Islanders -1 too. I don't -110 is not enough. I want to put my foot on the throat of the Capitals. So there we go. So final game on the card before we get into NBA here. We have Minnesota Wild 43-22-9, 19-11-6 on the road at Colorado Avalanche 44-23-6, 20-12-5 at home. We're at Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. Oh, okay. I feel you, Jose. It's coming up here, but so I have to keep pressing show because we talk. We talk. You get the idea. Yes, Latsy. I came close to the over. I came very close to the over. I do not. But and then I was like, why do I want the Capitals over? I don't. So then I was like, do I want just the Islanders team total over? And then I would have to go 3 at plus money. And so I just want the Islanders -1. Mike M says, I'll bet Ovi's a real dick to play with. Probably not at first, but goal scorer, Stanley Cup winner. Now he's in the last couple legs of his career. Equinimus says Wild to score first. Markel in the house. What up, Markel? We have a huge NBA card here, and we got 2 spectacular NBA cappers ready to rock. Let me get through this final NHL game because I moved on it twice. Minnesota Wild, Colorado Avalanche, Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. There was this story throughout the league all year, how much better the Eastern Conference is than the Western Conference. All year, we heard it all year. All of a sudden, the Western Conference teams are sort of stuck in their spots. The Eastern Conference teams are sort of stuck in their spots and playing up the string. And in the West, we're seeing some really good hockey all of a sudden. And these 2 hockey teams are playing spectacularly well, the Wild and the Avalanche. Marc-Andre Fleury listed. I'm not sure if he's in. And Georgiev. So if you guys can see, if you can confirm the goaltenders here. Minnesota 7-1-2 over their past 10, 20.7% power play, 68.8% penalty killing. Colorado 9-1-0, 43.3% power play. Minnesota's a better penalty killing team than this, but that's scary. 81.5% power play. So, and Clint says, give me the under again if Gustafsson starts. I hope he does. Markel says going under for the Avs game. I get it. There's my guy Alex Hills in the house. So the West all of a sudden looks dangerous. Minnesota comes in off their second straight win, 5-1 home over the Kraken on Monday. They're playing exceptional hockey. They've lost just once in regulation over their last 20 games. That was versus the Bruins. The game before that, 21 games ago, they lost to Colorado. They're playing so well despite not having Kirill Kaprizov, who's out with a lower body injury. They're missing Ryan Reeves and John Klingberg. Is anybody watching Matt Boldy play? He's playing unbelievable. 9 goals in his last 5 games. The Avs coming off their third straight win, 5-1 at Anaheim on Monday. Lehkonen and Landeskog are out. They keep saying Landeskog is going to come back for the playoffs. He's not. I need to see it. I need to see him practicing. Josh Manson is also out. So let's just quickly take a look at the line history here for this one. We have, sorry, move over here to markets. God, I got to fix this. Okay, we have Colorado opening up -148, now -159. Look, I don't want to bet against the Wild. I get it, but I don't want to do it. Then the 6 at -120, under 6 at -120. I didn't get -120. I got -125. So quickly here, this is a playoff type game. These guys are fighting for first in the division, and it's important. The Avalanche have 94 points in 73 games played. The Wild have 95 points in 74 games played. I think this will be a very, very intense hockey game. I'm on the first period under 1.5 at plus 105. And I'm on the full game under 6 at minus 125. I think that I might add the under 7 in Florida, Toronto. And I don't know if I can add the Panthers money line, but I'm certainly not against it. Sky Dragon looking at Colorado. I completely get that look. I would prefer not to go up against Minnesota right now. And there you go. There's our NHL card. I apologize. I went a little bit longer than I had expected. I did want to go over some records and stuff off the top. And Coin has Colorado plus 130 to win the Central. Clint says, love the unders. Jimmy, yesterday I smoked them. I was very upset not moving on those two unders, the Boston-Nashville under. And that was because I had to go drive immediately after the show. I got a few bets in, and then I had to go run and get Ella, and it messed me up because then it was 5.5 and I didn't move on it, and that one bothered me. And then the Carolina under was, all right. Shout out to Juan Ruiz. Has been a member for a bit, but just seen this feature. Says Rabenga Lecce's the sweetest. My guy Juan Ruiz, who I got to hang out with in Miami. They might be Slatsy. I don't know if they are, but I don't know. I don't want to get too caught up in it. Okay, so Panthers under 7, I think I might move on. I can understand Panthers money line. I'm on the Islanders minus 1. I'm on the first period under 1.5 at plus 105 in the full game under 6 in Minnesota, Colorado. Let's move on to NBA, where our main focus will be today. Thank you guys for joining us here, Pub Sports Radio, Betting with the Bag. It's time to focus on the association. And we have two of the best in the business rolling with us. First off, a man who blossomed, rookie of the year, you could say, last year. Very impressive on our channel. Was going for 60% against the spread and almost got there. This year, he got off to a tough start, and he's climbed right out of that hole. On Wednesday, March 22nd, last week when he was with us, he went 5-2 plus 2.82 units. Right now on the season, he's 46-42, hitting at 52.3% plus 1.74 units with an ROI of plus 1.98%, an average line of minus 104. Joining us from Los Angeles, California, it's Derl, baby. What up, Daryl? How are you, my man?
Yo, what is good, Jay? What is good, man? It is always good to be back. Always good to be back, especially on Wednesday talking ball with you, man. As I say, and always want to start off with, any day on this side of the grass is a
good day.
Good fucking day, bro.
Yeah.
Good day. Good day. So, yeah, man, happy to be back talking ball. Peace and love to everybody in the chat. Can't see you guys out there. I see the messages on here, but appreciate all you for being involved and ready to get into it, man. There's some looks on the board today. Now, I haven't stepped on anything, so it's going to be some real-time betting here that I'm going to step on. I've been looking at. But, yeah, man, let's do it, man. I'm kind of excited.
I love it. Just want to answer Burr one quickly, saying Islanders minus 1 when it's minus 110. Look, it's all about the great thing about capping is you have complete autonomy. It's exactly how you want to do it. You track your action. You see if you have a positive ROI. I miss the days where all my action with puck lines. I miss it. I have, great cappers like Peter Lochak and others hammering minus 1s. And I thought that I should probably start doing that. I want bigger scores. My unit size isn't big enough. I have a $200 bet in NHL. What do I want? 180, 182 or $300? I'd rather take a chance at $300 and push if they just win by a goal, and then win 180, 182 if they win by a goal. And it's just me. And it can be, you can handle it however you want to handle it. So it's totally your call. Our guy, Derl, in the house. Let's move on. And there's Troy Torrance ready to get to work. Mal ready to go, cashing his spring training action. Let's bring on your next guest. For the second year in a row, I had the pleasure of hanging with him down in San Antone. As you know, he's originally from Houston. On our Friday show, he was incredible. And all of us in that bar on Friday and cashed and cashed. We just kept cashing. And it should work like that. When you're working with all the colleagues that you respect and you're right beside them and you're talking out plays, you should have a ridiculous ROI.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of the main reasons that we did. He went 11-3 on Friday on our show, plus 7.81 units.
Nice.
He's now 60-46, hitting at 56.6%, plus 10.94 units. His ROI is plus 10.32%, and also a low average line, just like Darryl's. Average line of minus 103. Please welcome to the show from H-Town, our guy LJ in the house. LJ, how are you, my man?
What's going on, Jimmy? Darryl, again, dynamic duo, back again on Wednesday. Yeah, man, just join the day, Jimmy. Thankful that I got to see you again in San Antonio. Thanks for the conversation that we had as well, talking about the things I've been doing. So it's really encouraging for me. So I appreciate that. But ready to get some money, man. So me and Darryl, let's get to work.
I love it. I'm excited about this opportunity because this is really the last one where we can focus the entire show on one sport, really dive into it and break it down because this is a multi-sport show. And I'm excited about this opportunity, and I expect a positive ROI here.
Yes.
We just move over to our NBA. We have a big, juicy card and two of the best in the business ready to break it down. Let's get to work. Just like Gifted Cartel says, let's get to work. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Milwaukee Bucks, 54-21, 24-14 on the road at the Indiana Pacers, 33-43, 19-18 at home. We're at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Milwaukee 4-1 over their past 5, playing at a pace at 104 possessions a game. Indiana 1-4 over their past 5, playing at a pace of 101 possessions a game. Let's pull up the line history here and the cash flow for this one. And then we will set a very quick table. So we'll start with Derl here, and then it'll go LJ will finish and then open. And then Derl will close and then open. So we'll keep going back and forth like that. Let's get to work here. We have a big favorite. These Milwaukee Bucks open up at a minus 11.5. These are pinnacle openers, now at minus 12. From a total perspective, this opened up at 238.5. It's dropped 1.5 to 237. When we go over to the cash flow, let's go to all markets. We have 37% of the tickets and 53% of the cash on the Indiana Pacers. Then we have 34% of the tickets and 66% of cash on the under. We've seen that drop. So we've seen the market recognize the bigger bets on the under and move towards the under. We've seen them not really care about the bigger bets coming in on the Pacers, and it's moved a half point towards the Bucks. Bucks have clinched the division, but still need a couple more for the conference. Still looking for number 1 seed overall. They come in off their 4th win in 5 games, 126-117 at Detroit on Monday without Giannis or Drew Holiday. 34 from Chris Middleton, 24-14 from Brook Lopez. He looks like a different basketball player ever since he stuck up for Antetokounmpo. I always thought he was maybe it's just a bias from seeing him man up, but I always thought he sort of lollygagged around the perimeter and hit threes. Now I see him battling for rebounds and playing like a man. He's playing very well. And you got Brook Lopez and you got Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis goes for 21-14. The Bucks are a tough team. Javon Carter, 6 for 8 from 3. He's your backup. These guys are tough basketball players. So Drew, not with the team in Detroit, he missed the game for personal reasons. And Antetokounmpo missed the game, right knee soreness. Budenholzer said he wasn't sure if Drew would rejoin the team on Wednesday, but he's not on the injury report. So we all expect him in, I assume. Yeah, okay, so now we expect him in. And Antetokounmpo listed as probable, and Middleton is questionable with knee management. So this would probably be a spot where Middleton then sits out. And we'll hear from our experts if they agree with that being the spot. Goran Dragic saw his first minutes. Can't wait to watch him on the bench for the entire playoffs where he fucking belongs. The Pacers coming off their 3rd straight loss, 127-104 at home versus the Mavericks. They were without Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Miles Turner. Mathurin went for 26 points. Halliburton, ankle, elbow. Duarte, ankle have been ruled out. Turner is questionable. And Buddy Hield, who had a non-COVID illness, is not on the injury list. He's expected to play. Let's get to work. We start with Darryl. Bucks, Pacers, take it away.
Yeah, so to me, it's got to be a first quarter look here. That was my only loss yesterday, right? I was mad about that. And Boston first quarter -3.5, and they actually got mopped by the Wizards, a decimated Wizards team at that. But when you look at so this is their fourth game. This is going to be their last game they play, right? First game they played, Pacers actually got them 38-32. Second game they played, this is first quarter scores. Bucks got them 45 points, right? Last game they played, it was 40-30. So if I'm going to play this game, and it's interesting also that even from February of 22, every time these teams have played, they've always gone over. Mm-hmm. These games just go over for whatever reason, man. No matter what that total is, these games go over. So for me, knowing that the spread's a little too large for me because we know that the Bucks have clinched. We know Boston and you know Milwaukee are still trying to vie for that top spot. They play tomorrow. This is the first of a back-to-back tomorrow for the Bucks, right? In which they do play Boston. It feels like if you're going to play this game, you get in and get out, right? You just don't know what the end result's going to be, and you don't know if they're going to take their foot off the gas. I'm waiting to see if, you know, Buddy Hield is probable, but you got major players who's out. Specifically, I'm waiting for Miles Turner. I mean, he is questionable. He might go, but maybe that's why there has been movement toward the upside on Milwaukee's end. But the only way I could play this game is Milwaukee first quarter -4. But I haven't gotten there yet because this injury report here, this one, I'll give it some time because that number can go up or down. But I just can't gauge where it's going to go. So for right now, I'm off of it. But first quarter -4, and I couldn't talk you off the over either.
BJ has given us his best bet, but we have a lot of cappers on that side, and I don't want to pinpoint. The Bucks can take over a game whenever they please.
On the over, a lot of people on the over. Jimmy,
no, the Bucks first quarter and first half. We have Robert Franklin on Bucks first quarter -4, Viper on first half and full game, Troy Torrance on first quarter and first half. I didn't realize my Seattle Supersonics hat was tripping out on the stream until now. I just looked.
Yeah.
I apologize for that.
And now I was looking at the scoring. Milwaukee is third in the league in first quarter scoring right now, averaging 30. Over their last three, they've been at 36. Indy is still kind of at the bottom, 28th in the league, 27.7 points season average. But over these last three, they've been averaging 31. So I think if it's going to be -4, Jimmy, it's going to be you're probably going to sweat this one out, you know. But you know what? I'm jumping on it. I'll jump on it now. Bucks -4 first quarter.
Wow.
I'm going to play that now. I got it at -115 with my local here. I'm playing Bucks -4 first quarter. Give me that.
All right, Derl is in Bucks first quarter -4. Let's hear what LJ has to say. LJ, take it away.
Hey, you might as well keep typing, Jimmy. I'm right there with him in the passenger seat. Bucks -4 first quarter. Perfect storm for them. Revenge spot. They just lost to the Pacers back on March 16th. 139 to 123. Pacers shot 22 of 46 from the three-point line. 48%. So I don't see that happening again. I think that was lightning in a bottle. They are missing two key players. He's like Darryl said, he's waiting for Miles Turner to get ruled in. But the fact that Halliburton is ruled out, I believe he's a very important piece to that team. And I believe the Bucks are in go mode right now. They're 10-1 straight up in their last 11 versus the Pacers. But we are going to attack the first quarter, which they are 23-13-2 against the spread in the first quarter on the road. They're 9-4-1 against the spread, their last 14 in the first quarter. And they are number one first quarter point margin on the road in the NBA. So for all those reasons, and of course, you just mentioned about the Pacers, they're -4 in the first quarter point differential at home, which is dead last. As far as the over, I'm right there with y'all as well. I didn't take it, but I would lean there because the Pacers have allowed 1,000 points in their last 8 games, averaging 125 points allowed. So I don't see why this game don't go over as well. Like Darryl just mentioned, every time these two teams play, it goes over no matter what the number is, 240, 250. It doesn't matter. So, but for show purposes, Jimmy, Bucks first quarter minus the 4.
I'm going to lock those in for you. Bucks first quarter -4, -107 for both of you guys. Interesting. So we have heard a couple things in Opfa. Great to see you in Opfa. Full day of horse racing on Saturday. A couple things I want to talk about. One, Andrew G saying Buddy Hield is out. I thought that for some reason, I thought that with him being off the injury report with the non-COVID, that he was going to be in. That's very important information. I'd like if we could get someone to confirm what's going on with Buddy Hield. And secondly, BJ says the Bucks play Boston tomorrow. They don't give a shit about this game. Does that make you think it's just get in, get out? They're going to play well in the first quarter and rest everybody late?
Probably.
You're muted, Darryl, my man.
I'm sorry. That's what I was thinking, to be honest with you, is that you get in and get out with this because there's really no motivation to play this game. Now, it's scary if the Pacers kind of stay in this game, but we do have the revenge angle. And I would rather get in and get out early. That's why I looked at that. That's a large spread. And we've seen that these better teams are not really caring about these large spreads at all right now. It's just, okay, if we can win a game and get out and go to a game that's more meaningful, this is the exact scenario for that.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield says
Buddy Hield's out as of 40
Buddy
minutes.
Hield out.
Okay.
Buddy Hield is out. Yep.
Okay.
I see it here. So this is what's going to happen is this is kind of a public bet where everybody is just going to look at this with Buddy Hield being out and take the Bucks full game, just more of your public bettors. And Pacers going to mess around and probably cover this game still.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, and very interesting. Okay, so first quarter moves from both of our experts here. Razor asking if we have any footage of NBA Jam Session with Spencer and Gogs. No, but I was just ridiculously dominant. Tournament edition, so no computer assistance. Like I wouldn't when they would be the Rockets, I'd use Spreewell, Gugliotta, and Cycli.
Oh, Jesus.
Drag my nuts all over Olajuwon's face.
This is getting out of control.
How it went.
Yeah.
This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand right now.
Cycli would drag his nuts all over the Dream's face.
No. Don't disrespect the King, Jimmy. Don't
do that, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. Jimmy out here getting out of line right now. This early, man. Come on, man. Okay. Stop that.
Let's stay focused, Jimmy. Let's stay focused.
Okay. But no, there's no footage. Okay. Let's get to work. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Houston Rockets 18-58, 6-32 on the road at the Brooklyn Nets, 40-35, 19-16 at home. Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Houston lost 6 straight over the past 5, 98.80 possessions a game. Brooklyn 1-4, 94.30 possessions a game. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have Brooklyn opening up at -11.5. They're now -10.5. From a total perspective, opened up at 230. It's now down to 228.5. The last time Houston covered, or at least was within single digits, was against Memphis, and we had them in that game. We believed in that game. I think there's times where we can find the right, reason to back the Rockets. And with LJ on the show, we have just a man, for the job. Let's pull up the cash flow. 60% of tickets, 75% of cash on the Rockets, slightly moving in their direction. Then you have 39% of tickets and 64% of cash on the under, and it's moving in that direction. So the market moving in that direction. I'm going to go back to it, but I also have another question about that last game that we talked about, just kind of coming up in my head now. But Houston coming off their 6th straight loss, 137-115 at the Knicks on Monday. 5 of the 6 losses have come by double digits. So the Rockets have allowed at least 130 points 3 times over the 6 games. It's crazy. They allowed the Knicks to shoot 58.1% from the field. And they're allowing these teams to shoot so well, and they can't hit a bucket. The 7 of 26 from 3, they went 6 of 25 from 3 on Sunday in Cleveland. It's pretty ugly. So Kevin Porter Jr. went for 26 points against the Knicks. He's gone for at least 20 in 5 of his last 8 games. Brooklyn comes in off their 6th loss in 7 games, 119-106 over Orlando on Sunday. Nobody did anything except for Mikal Bridges. I mean, it was crazy. Bridges goes for 44, and the other 4 starters went a combined 9 of 35. Dinwiddie was 0 of 11. On the weekend, if you combine both games, he was 4 of 22. This game's got to mean a lot to Brooklyn here. It's got to be. I can't handle my Sonics hat freaking out, so I'm going to switch hats quickly and be right back. But let's let LJ get us started here. Rockets, Nets.
Yes, another first quarter play for me. I'm on Brooklyn first quarter. They're 23-12 against the spread in the first quarter at home, and the Rockets are 0-7 in their last 7 first quarters on the road.
Wow.
So, no need to talk about it. You know, we already know how we attack the Rockets. The Rockets are probably the worst team in the NBA. So when you're playing the Rockets, the opposing team, no matter who it is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, take the point guards' points, take the leading rebounders' rebounds, take the leading person that's leading the team in steals and block shots, because the Rockets allowed the most, all 3 of those categories. Not to mention 3-pointers as well. They give up the most threes in the NBA. So this is a prop game that y'all can look at Brooklyn, see what the statistical numbers are for the players. But as far as me playing this game, Brooklyn, first quarter, I'm getting in, I'm getting out. But I will be on some props later once they all come out, when we solidify the rosters and everything like that. But first quarter, Brooklyn is my play.
First quarter, Brooklyn. And then when you move on player props, you'll tweet it out for us. And we can, okay, beautiful. All right, let's just line shop for you here on first quarter, Brooklyn. Bookmaker and BetChris have moved it to 4. They're sharp books. Okay. But we got 3.5 still available. You can still get 3.5s. But if Bookmaker moves it, maybe the other books, have, what? Let me just check something. Let me just see if Pinnacle has moved it from 4 to 3.5 before I start waxing poetic on what I think's happening here. And they have. Okay, so what's happened is Bookmaker and BetChris are still holding on to the 4, and the other books have all moved to 3.5. So that's what's going on right now. So it's 3.5 right now. We can get you that 3.5 at minus 108. Derl, my man, take control. What are you thinking?
I'll keep this easy, man. You ready for this analysis? Are you ready for this analysis? Just give me Brooklyn, full game, minus I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is.
Wait, Jose's not back there. Where did Jose go? No, Jose, we're still feeling it, man. We're still feeling off the weekend.
Yeah,
where the hell did Jose go? All of a sudden, I just looked down and he's not there. Jesus. Oh, my God.
Got to be queued up for this, man.
Jesus.
I haven't done that in a long time, man.
Oh, and you timed it perfectly? Oh, God.
You ready for this? Here's my analysis. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a fucking shit. So yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is.
One job. He actually.
It's been a minute, man.
Yeah,
everybody's. I swear to God, man. Everybody is going to look at this game, or the majority of people are going to look at this game and say, "There's no way in hell I am going to lay 10, 11 points with Brooklyn. No way. No way in hell would anybody do that." Everything that LJ just pointed out, LJ in H-Town, he knows exactly how it is out there. This team cannot play, nor are they motivated to play, let alone you had George Silas come out crying just recently, right? About him not thinking that the team is even behind him or can get with him. We know, man, he's probably gone at the end of this year.
Oh, ain't no problem to it.
Yeah, he's definitely gone. This team is this team is prime team for the Wembanyama sweepstakes. Bottom line, this is what we're talking about with this team. No motivation. On the other end, it would have been a good run for Brooklyn, provided they beat Orlando. They didn't. Orlando came out and got them 106-119 after an impressive win against Miami, in which they smacked by 30 points, 129-100, 29 points respectively. This game, to me, Houston didn't even get to the century mark. It was 118-96. That line was at 6.5. You see the books make a huge adjustment because they know this is going to be probably another one of those 20-point games. They're right on top of it. If you look at the standings, I believe, Brooklyn's in the playoffs. They're in the 6th spot right now. What are we talking about? They still have something to play for, and I think they're a half a game in front of Chicago. So you don't want to start losing these games and start swapping spots right now. That 6th spot is a safe spot. You don't want to play in, right? You don't want to get to that point. So in my opinion, this is a game that Brooklyn will most definitely get up for, and I'm not afraid of that number, man. So give that to me. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is. Play of the day. Brooklyn minus 10.5. I got it at minus 110. I'm all on it.
You ready for this? Here's my analysis. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a fucking shit. So yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fucking.
Jose trying to make up for it now. Jose,
Yeah.
we played it. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all
man.
good. It's all good.
You know, don't worry. These things happen, buddy. We don't need it.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
I'm going to join Darryl in the driver's seat, buddy. I'm taking the full game as well. Give it to me, man. Rockies, this is the 4th game in 6 nights. I forgot about that. This is the last game of the 5-game road trip. They haven't covered all 5 of those games, and they're 1-6 against the spread, 11-7 road games versus a team with a winning record. So, yes, first quarter Nets, full game Nets. I'm on it.
Nice.
And it is the Heat who are a half point back, and we'll be talking
It's
about
the Heat,
that
not Chicago. Okay.
Yes, but we'll be talking about that spot here very soon. Joe Yurkovich says, has there been a 2-point move towards Houston? Well, let's go to a book that would have opened it first with limits. So Pinnacle opened this up at 11:02 last night, and BetOnline opened this up. No, BetOnline opened this up at 1:58 p.m. So no, there's not. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see anywhere. I did. There was an off. Oh no, they opened up at 11.5. Okay. They opened up 11.5. So a 1-point move.
Yeah, it was a 1-point move. Where do you see the money right now, Jimmy? You see a lot of that on the Rockets because of how large that line is, huh?
Yes, yeah, but it's a public road dog. 60% of the tickets, 75% of the cash. That doesn't make me that interested in it. I'd like to go back quickly to just before, because Derl is going to be opening up the Heat Knicks game here. But do you guys think with Milwaukee on the road, let's say that Middleton's rested, which I think he will be, but I know, it's just my own gut. So with Boston on deck tomorrow, that they're going to keep everybody playing as short minutes as possible, and that's why this game is veering towards the under. I know you say these two teams usually play each other, but just situationally here, you're not going to want to play Giannis that much. You're not going to want to play your key cogs that much. You're going to want to work your bench out.
But those were, it's now down to 237. This is where it was earlier today, 237, 237.5. Got to 239 in some spots, and now it's back at 237. Personally, that's why I think me and LJ are both in alignment on that first quarter. You're not going to see those adjustments happen until the second half, in my opinion. Not unless they're keeping this game very, very close. It's not that they want to lose this game, right? So it's important. It's one of those things, to your example, if situationally you don't want to play a bunch of minutes and you start blowing this team out early, get them done early. Get her done early. First quarter, first half, get them done. Then you start going deep into the bench third quarter, right? That's what usually the situation calls for. So Budenholzer, I think the cautious part of it is going to be the second half, not the first half. Definitely not the first quarter.
Because, the Pacers pace down to 101 possessions game. You take Buddy Hield and Halliburton out, and those quick strike threes, they don't happen as much.
Well, For the record, the dude who got off last game, was it Nebhart? Had 6 threes. So if you're going to look at some props in this game, look at Naismith. Look at Nebhart.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nebhart had 6 threes. Naismith had what did he have? 4 threes. So it's going to be some open shots available for these guys, for these other players, because you got Buddy Hield not in the game now. So I would look at that.
I feel you. I'm leaning. I'm got a strong lean right now to that Bucks Pacers under. Back to this spot here with the Rockets Nets. DraftKings opened it up at 13. So I'm only tracking these offshores. So, but Joe, you were saying DraftKings opened it up at 13, and tell me you didn't just say that. Saw 12.5. So
yeah,
and that's the 12.5. Okay, and then I got the 11.5 at BetOnline. So
and that's a major adjustment. Major adjustment. Last game, the closing line on this was 6.5. So.
All right, let's roll here. Next up for us, Miami Heat 40-36, 15-22 on the road at New York Knicks, 43-33, 21-17 at home at Madison Square Garden in New York. Miami and the Knicks each 2-3 over their past 5. The Knicks playing at a pace of 99.50 possessions a game, and it's as if the Heat and Knicks have sort of switched places from what was going on a while ago. The Heat have slowed way down to 92.10 possessions a game, very slow. Let's take a look at the line history here and the cash. We will start with line history, and let's roll here. Knicks opening up at -4.5. They're now -5. These are pinnacle openers. The total opened up at 223. It is now 223.5. Let's go over to the cash flow for this one. Sorry, passed it. There we go. 75% of the tickets and 92% of the cash is on the New York Knicks. Just a half-point move towards them. Now, some offshores did open this up at -4, but Penny opened up 4.5. This total opened up at 228.5 at some offshores. I didn't see that here. I saw the total opening up at 223 at Pinnacle. So who opened it up at 228.5? Let's see. BetOnline. BetOnline opened up this morning at 223. So, but they're claiming that some offshores did. I haven't seen that. And 58% of the tickets, 57% of the cash at this number 223 is on the over. But the Heat are not playing that kind of basketball. They were just a week ago. It feels like it's so recently. But Heat on the second half back-to-back after suffering their second straight loss, 106-92 Toronto last night. They allowed 62 points in the paint. It's not their MO. They allow the second fewest with the Cavs. And you know who leads that? So they're tied for second, and the Knicks are the number 1 in the league. They only allow 45.9 points per game in the paint. So we have two teams that don't allow points in the paint. Jimmy Butler out with the neck injury.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of think he's going to play. I mean, they got to stay out of that playing game. This team needs rest, but I don't know. Well, it's up to you guys if you guys think he will be in. The Knicks snapped their 3-game losing streak with a 137-115 win at home over the Rockets on Monday. Quickly goes for 40. God, he's just he's a special basketball player. Brunson missed his second straight game with a sprained right hand. He's listed as questionable.
Doubtful. I got him at doubtful.
Doubtful. Derl, take it away. Floor is yours.
Yeah, man. What was automatic? It's funny that they're still sitting first in the league as in first half covers, and that's the Knicks. In their last 10, they've been 3-7. Miami's in that same category as well. Miami's 3-7 in the last 10 over first half covers. They're coming off their first game where they lost bad to Toronto. Didn't even get to the century mark there. The game previously, they lost to, as we talked about earlier, Brooklyn. And right now, man, it's just they don't have their footing. And this team is a completely different team without Butler in the game. Now, because these last 10 records are so bad on both ends for first halves, I couldn't get there with the Knicks, even though they're first in the league still with first half scoring or first half coverage, actually. Dug a little deeper, and surprisingly, Miami is better in their last few games in scoring in the first half. Right? Miami is, even though they're 24th in the league, they're giving you 60 points in their last 3. 60 points in their last 3. And New York is giving you 57.3. So I'm trying to see where I can gauge the Knicks, where it almost in the beginning was very automatic to play first half with the Knicks. But one thing about Miami is they got a little pride. That's just how Heat culture works. And to get beat by Toronto, it's not like you're going to come and lay down, even without Butler in the game. That's just how this Heat culture gets down. So for me, I'm leaning Knicks first half, but I just can't get there because of their performance overall in the last 10 and the scoring that they've had in the last 3. So for right now, I'm off of this game. I would honestly, to be honest with you, I guess I'm going to be contrarian here. I would lean Miami first half. Not Knicks first half, Miami first half. And see how this game plays out in the end. But for right now, no play for me.
Let's hear what LJ has to say. LJ, take it away. MSG, Heat, Knicks.
Yeah, I had a couple looks in this game. The Heat, they're back-to-back. They're only 7-5, which is not. But they've lost 2. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Darryl just mentioned, man, they don't play well in the first half. But they are 44-30-2 to the over first half. And the Knicks are 23-14-1 to the over first half at home. So I'm leaning towards that over 114 first half, which number I saw earlier. But I wanted to tack it a little bit more because I do believe the Knicks will win this game. They're on a revenge spot. They're 5-1 straight up, 4-2 against the spread, same season revenge games. They're 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games at home. And we were fluctuating to see where we're going to take on first quarter, first half. Darryl, I agree with you on the first half. We're going to stay off of it because they have been slightly digressing the past couple of games. But I think I'm going to attack them first quarter because the Knicks are 24-13-1 against the spread of first quarter at home. That's top 3 first quarter point margin at home in the NBA. Now, Miami, they've only averaged 26 points on the road first quarter on the season, only 59 in their last 3. And it's a -1 first half point margin on the road. So Miami tends, they don't score a lot of points, as we do know. But I believe that the Knicks will come out in this game and make a statement. They beat Miami all 3 first quarters in the first 3 matchups they have played. So they gave me confidence to step on the first quarter Knicks -1.5. I'm going to take the over 114 first half. And I'm going to take the full game spread because I think the Knicks are dead on right now. And when it comes to this matchup, the Knicks have the advantage in certain games and teams where they can go to their bench because when they got their bench, they have quickly goes to the bench once Brunson gets ruled in. But if Brunson's not ruled in, quickly has to start. But I'm saying if Brunson is starting, you have quickly, you have Fournier, you have Toppin, and you have Hart. You have those players coming off the bench, which gives you a slight advantage on other teams that don't have that production coming off their bench. So I believe the Knicks are primed to make a good run in the playoffs. But for as this game, I'm going to attack you 3 ways because I think we're catching the Heat vulnerable on a back-to-back. They're only 7-15 on the road versus the East, 5-11 versus this division. So for show purposes, Knicks -1.5 first quarter, over 114 first half. Knicks full game spread was, I don't know the number. What's the number full game?
-5 at -105.
There you go, -5.
Let's get that first quarter up.
Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach, on that full game. I'm going to play it right now. I'm playing it right now.
All right, let's get you in here. So your first quarter full game, LJ?
And first half over.
And first half over 114.
Yep.
Let me just grab this here. And and Derl is in as well. So first half over in this spot. I see.
I got 114.
Yeah. Do you have it? You could bet that now?
Yeah, I already bet it.
Okay. What was the juice? Because there's only 114.5 right now.
Let me check it right now.
Cool. Grab that. I'll just put it in as -110 for now. So we have Knicks first quarter -1.5, -110. Full game -5 at -105. First half over 114 at -110.
I got over 114 -120.
Over 114 -120. Yeah, I did see that number. I wonder if Pinnacle can give us a better number. I'll do a little quick a line shop to see if I can get that cheaper. Derl is on the Knicks full game -5 at -105 as well.
Also, I agree that if Brunson is ruled out and quickly starts, Let's fade him because he had a career high versus the Rockets. And we already know we fade players off of their career highs. So just a note, quickly, let's fade his points tonight. Or his PRA, whatever the case may be.
Very interesting. I still feel like if there's emotion between these two teams, with the way the Heat's as pace is slowed down. I mean, but we want Butler to be in. I'm not sure if he's in, but I feel like this under it's in play, and the reason why it's so high right now for these. I mean, if these two teams, we've talked about this quite a bit, and I bet an over when these two teams played in Miami. I mean, how many points were scored? It was ridiculous. Let me just go to it right now, but it was a hugely high-scoring game, wasn't it? Let me.
The last game?
Yeah,
127 to 120.
Yeah. And even this game before that was 122.
122, 120. Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, I remember when these teams would play. You know, the total would open at 218 and close at 212. But I have a lean towards the under. I'm going to figure out whether I move on it. And Andrew G says Butler's on the prop list. He's playing. It's funny that a lot of people thought that Butler was going to be out tonight because I thought he was going to play. I thought he made the decision to get an extra night. I thought he was going to play. But we, that's the problem with betting NBA these days, and we'll see if we can get that to change. All right, let's move on. We're going to start with LJ here, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Let me just make the note so I keep remembering. Okay, Dallas Mavericks, 37-39, 15-23 on the road at the Philadelphia 76ers, 49-26, 26-11 at home at Wells Fargo Center. Both teams 1-4 over their past 5, and both teams playing at a slower pace. Dallas 97.9 possessions a game. Philadelphia at 95.14 possessions a game. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. Move over here. And here we go. Philly opening up at -4, -110. They're now -4 at -102. There has been an 8-cent move towards the Dallas Mavericks. Totals wise, it's opened up at 231. It's now at 232. It's gone up 1 point. Let's take a look at the characters. Arthur Meade Jr. in the house. Joe Yerker saying he doesn't like the second night of a back-to-back coming from Toronto. I can understand that. Let's take a look at. I mean, the flight is very short, but the crossing the border can be a bitch. Let's take a look at the cash here for this one. 56% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the Sixers. Markets moved in a different direction. Total-wise, 28% of the tickets and 59% of the cash is on the under. And again, the market has moved in the opposite direction. So market not giving any help, or at least the book's not worried about any money that's coming in. Mm-hmm. Mavericks snapped their 4-game losing streak, the 127-104 win at Indiana on Monday. Luka went for 25. Hardy comes off the bench, goes 8 for 12 from the field. He looked good. And there was a JaVale McGee sighting.
Yeah.
Now, these Sixers come off 116-111 loss at Denver. For those of you at Pub Palooza, Sonny flew immediately to Denver for that game. And Wham Bam said, all you got to do is bet on Jokic triple-double and drink. And Sonny said, okay. And that worked out nicely. But we're talking about the Sixers here. They played pretty well. Maxey went for 29. He's playing quite well. The Sixers rallied. They were way down. And they made it really close at the end. So the last time Philadelphia was when Embiid left due to calf soreness. He went for 46 points, 9 boards, and 8 assists. It was impressive. We haven't seen Harden for 4 straight games due to the Achilles injury. He's missed 5 of the last 6. I imagine that both will be unavailable here. But, the markets are telling us they're both going to be unavailable. But Maxey's rolling. He had 37 Saturday at Phoenix. He's gone for at least 21 in all of his last 6 games. Mm-hmm. He went for 29 earlier this month when these two teams played. So let's roll. Start with you, LJ. Mavs, Sixers.
Yeah, man, I don't care about this game, to be honest with you. I don't like playing Dallas. There were 4 games in 6 nights. They're 14-22-2 against the spread in the first half on the road. They're only 3-9-1 in the last 13 in the first quarter. Both of these teams are minus point differential in the first quarter and the first half, the last 3 games. We don't know if Harden or Embiid is going to play. I don't like betting on Kyrie or Harden anyway. And the only thing I could look at is Luka, but he doesn't tend to perform his PRA on the road much as he does at home. Plus, far as the Sixers, I really believe that it's about them getting healthy. You know, Doc Rivers mentioned it in a press conference that they have to get healthy for these playoffs because last year that cost them with injuries to Embiid, you know, a couple of more players. They really couldn't make a nice playoff run last year because they were injured. This year is very vital that they go into the playoffs healthy because I believe that they can make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals and play. I don't think it'll be Milwaukee. I think the Sixers and Milwaukee will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's just my prediction.
Whoa. Boston would like to have a word.
Nah, Boston ain't going nowhere. They're too inconsistent. But I'm going to stay off this game because it's just too much going on. Now, the Sixers are 11-3 at home versus the West. They are 7-2 straight up in their last 9 first quarter. But I'm not going to trust it. You know, I don't know how it's, like I said, I don't know who's playing. You know, if Embiid's in the game, then of course I'll play Embiid's PRA because he's a monster at home. But as far as right now, I'm off this game because I can care less.
We have both Embiid. You know, I kind of thought they would be doubtful, but they're both questionable here. So, and I guess Harden was said on Monday that he was targeting either of these 2 home contests. So it's either Wednesday or Friday against the Raptors.
Doc Rivers said he's optimistic about Harden. He's doubtful about Embiid.
Okay,
that's what he mentioned that last game.
All right, let's hear what Derl has to say. Mavs, Sixers.
I don't give a fucking shit about this game, though. I could give 2, let alone 1 shits about this game at all. There's nothing about this game that interests me. And with the slate this big, I didn't even cap this game, to be honest with you. I'm like Dallas and Philly, next.
Yep.
It's just, no, man. You don't know what you're getting with Dallas, right? Luka's not happy. Now, I looked at this game just from a motivational standpoint. And I think what really tilted me was when Embiid didn't go up against Joker last game.
He hasn't played in 3 years in Denver. He hasn't played in 3 years in Denver.
Yeah. So now, mind you, this was after the interview that came out with Shams Charania when he was talking about analytics and all that. So that was perfectly set up for him to play that game.
Yep.
And he doesn't play the game, bro. So I'm looking at Philly, man, like, nah, next. I could care. This specific game, I could give 2 shits about, period.
Well, we'll move on then. Not even 1 shit.
Not even 1.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Not even.
If this game was on fire, I wouldn't even piss on it. How about that?
You know, one night drunk, I went to the went to the dog park, picked up all this shit, put it in a paper bag, and went to my buddy's place and lit it on fire. Sat back with my friend and laughed. You know what my friend did? He got outside and he called the cops. Like, what the fuck? That's how you handle shit on fire? You giant pussy. Jesus.
I'm telling you, man.
Let's move on. Next up for us, 8 p.m. Eastern. Los Angeles Lakers, 37-38, 16-20 on the road. At Chicago Bulls, 36-39, 20-17 at home. We're at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. Lakers 3-2 over the past 5, playing the pace of 96.9 possessions a game. Chicago 3-2, playing the pace of 94.85 possessions a game. That pace is being slowing up, and man, are they playing some legit ball right now?
Hold on. Time out. I just logged on to this. Listen.
Yeah.
That was my boy's fishing rod. That was not my fishing rod.
That's what I thought.
Okay? That was my boy's fishing rod. I don't do bird's nest. Razor, we got to get out. I just saw that. All right, sorry about that.
No, I'm happy that you mentioned it. I said I don't think that was his rod, man.
No, that was not my rod, bro. He don't know how to use a bait caster. He did that all on his own.
You guys are still friends. Lakers opened up -1.5, now 2.5. Don't play that guy in Scrabble. I think he'd probably lose. Yeah. The total at 225, now 227. Let's take a look at the cash flow here in this one. move over here. God, sorry, I moved up here. I don't have this big enough here. I can hear my 2-year-old son trying to get in. He's been pushing so hard that the thing that holds the door closed is it's not going to last. It's just not going to last. He's going to get in here. Here we go. So we have 73% of tickets on the Lakers and 65% of cash. Then we have no help, really cash-wise percentage of the money on the total. 11,000 tickets in, but they are telling us that 95% of the tickets are on the over. 95% of the tickets are on the over. That's but the market is concerned. They've gone from 225 to 227 to Pinnacle, so I will respect that. Lakers coming off having their 3-game winning streak snapped, a 118-108 loss at home to the Bulls in LeBron James' first game back in the lineup off his foot injury on Sunday. So then and LeBron went for 19. It was a perfect bet to fade, with the star player coming back. Then the Bulls had to play the following night at the Clippers, and they lose 124-112. Bulls are currently the number 10 seed for the final play-in spot. 7 games left. They have a 3-game lead over the Wizards, and they looked really good on that trip, man. They're just playing good ball. Now, they allowed the Clippers to shoot 59.3% from the field and 50% from three. That's a problem, obviously, but I think they'd won twice and they could let go. Caruso, Javonte Green were out. They're listed as questionable. Levine went for 23, DeRozan 21, Vooch 20, and DeRozan has not had an opportunity to really play in important games for a long time. And I'm sure he's very excited about the opportunity. Let's get to work here. We start with Derl. Lakers, your Lakers. It just worked out this way that you got to open with your Lakers, and LJ got to open with his Rockets. Take it away, Derl. Floor is yours.
You ready for this analysis? Are you ready, Jimmy?
Make sure my son is back away from the door. He has.
Let me make sure. Yeah.
Yes. He's gone.
Give me the Lakers minus or plus. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is.
You ready for this? Here's my analysis. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a fucking shit. So yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is.
Ooh-wee. Derl,
yeah, I got it at minus 2.5. Listen, the books are telling you something. This is another game, in my opinion, where they're going to look at the recent performance of these two teams playing, and public is going to be all on the Bulls here. They just are. I think that's how it's going to work. You lose by 10 points, but you still come on as a road favorite. The books are trying to tell you something here. Analytical website already has this game. Look at this. Away by 6. Total on this game, 232. I just like the Lakers in this spot, being that it's a revenge spot, being that every game matters for them. Now you got LeBron James probably playing. I don't think he's going to come off the bench here. He's going to come off the bench.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So what's going to matter here is what I saw about that is I don't know, honestly, what Darvin Ham was doing with the rotations, because Rui didn't get any minutes whatsoever. Like, Hachimura didn't play at all that game. So I think there's going to be some adjustments made here. When you have DeMar DeRozan making threes, it's kind of okay. These guys have kind of found their stride. Zach LaVine was getting absolutely anything he wanted here. And then you got Pat Bev that knows how to ignite people by talking a lot of crap. I just believe that the books here are believing that the Lakers are the better team than Chicago. Chicago were just able to be in the right spot and get them, and that's not going to happen again today. So give me the Lakers. I got them at minus 2.5. I like the Lakers here tonight, man. I do like the Lakers here. If you want to take the money line and skip the points, it's a little juiced. But I do believe the Lakers come back in a revenge spot here. And this is more of just a gut play, if you ask me, just looking at this Laker team. They just got cooked. The transition defense wasn't there. And this is one of these games to where you just recently played them. There's adjustments that have to be made. Just some minor kinks that you make and how you guard LaVine. Hopefully Vooch doesn't get attacked, and get kicked out of the game. And then for what you've got to give AD more touches. I believe AD had 8 shots last game that they played. 8 shots, bro. So that just can't happen again. And so those adjustments will be made. I do believe you see a better performance from the Lakers on top of the revenge angle. Lakers minus 2.5. I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is.
Well, we can get you a minus 110. And BJ, I agree with the take that the public is on the Lakers. I mean, 73% of the tickets and then a lesser percentage of cash is on it. So, but you're right. The market's moving in that direction. And that's important. Excuse me. LJ, jump in. Take it away. LJ, you're muted, my guy.
Am I muted? Hello?
Oh, no, you're good now.
Yeah. I would agree that the money and the public should be on the Lakers because of how the Bulls perform after a loss. I think that's what the books are taking into consideration. 15-23 against the spread after a loss. 791 against the spread as a home dog as well. Before as a side, I really couldn't get to a side. Like I said, I'm really waiting for LeBron to get healthy enough to get back in that lineup so they can make a nice run. But for as this game, Darryl's right. The books have been looking at the Bulls, how they've been performing recently, but they've been performing well on the road. They're 6-0 in the last 6 games on the road. But at home, they're only 2-4 in the last 6. So the Lakers could come in here and win this game. But the way I want to attack it, I'm going to attack the under because the first 7 out of the last 10 first quarters for the Lakers have gone under, keeping it under 60 points. The Bulls, 9 out of the last 10 first quarters has gone under 60 points. And their under full game is 11 out of the last 15 games for the Bulls at home. So I'm going to trust that defense will be played early. The Lakers, they are trying to come in here and win this game because the Bulls just beat them right in LA, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. They won that game. So the Lakers are going to try to get revenge. So Anthony Davis is back home in Chicago, or his home crowd. So I'm pretty sure he's going to have some people, family in the crowd. So I see the motivation for the Lakers to get this win, considering how the Bulls are vulnerable at home, especially versus the West. So I'm going to jump on the first quarter under 56, and I'm jumping on the full game under 225 is my play.
Well, that
makes sense. That actually is a good play on the under. And the reason why I say that is right now, especially in the first quarter, Lakers are last in the league in over-under. They're last in the league, right? So they don't hit that over very often. And in their last 10, they're 4-5-1. So that makes a lot of sense. And to even add even more fuel to that, the Bulls are not too much better. They're not too much better. And in their last 10, they're 3-7. And so if you're looking how this last game played out, it was some final points later, but that was a 55. That was a 55-point total, 29-26. So I could agree with that under. That actually sounds pretty good.
I agree with the under as well. I agree with the under as well. I think the concern here is that it's just firing up is the concern. You have, and there's nothing wrong being on the other side of a percentage of bets. Like there's nothing at all. I'd love to see where the percentage of cash. They're only telling us that 95% of the bets are in on the under, but this total has gone all the way up to 227. So there is concern, and that's when the markets are showing concern. I would just prefer not to be, on that other side. But if you base this just solely on pace of play in the last 5 games, this would be a slam dunk under. These teams are playing very slow pace. But it's even gone up to 227.5 now, the full game. So let me get this in a 227.5 full game for LJ. Pinnacle at 227. That's a good sign. At least Pinnacle hasn't moved it up. Mm-hmm. Under 227.5, we can get that at minus 108. And LJ, did you move on the first quarter under?
Yes. Under 56, I believe.
Yeah, under 50.
Yeah, it's at 56. That's not a bad play. I'm afraid.
And then you also moved on
full game under.
Yeah. Oh, so just the sides? I thought you had one other thing. First quarter under 56, full game under 227.5. That's it?
Yeah, those are only 2 I had.
Okay, let's rock here. There we go. Let's rock here. So Derl on the Lakers -2 at -110. LJ on first quarter under 56 and the full game under 227 and a half. And our guy BJ putting a K on this big bet for LJ, or sorry, for BJ on this spot. So he's very confident in the Lakers. Jack Rosenblatt, on the Jack Rosenblatt on the Bulls first half. Ray Charles on the Bulls. Wine Time Sports says Bulls shot 75% first half last game against the Lakers. There's no way they come close to that again.
There you go.
Joe Yurkovich is on the Lakers -2. And there you have it.
I like that angle because I was trying to find that number. They just couldn't miss that first half. But it balanced out. I believe for that game, they wound up shooting for the game, 54%. So it was a huge drop-off for the entire game. But that first half, man, it was like the Bulls could not miss for anything. It was a lot of Zach LaVine. I mean, when you got Patrick Williams out there making threes, it's curtains. But all in all, yeah, I just don't see that playing out. That's a good stat also. I was trying to find that. First half, Bulls were just shooting lights out.
Well, you guys are locked in. At this point, I do not want to move on that spot, but you guys are locked in. So let's just move over here.
What's your reservations for that? You don't like a side on this game?
No, I don't.
What is your main reservation?
The storyline
Mm-hmm.
of LeBron James coming back to a winning basketball team and they start losing is something I see already. I just see it. I see him messing with the chemistry a little bit. Obviously, they're a better team with LeBron in, but I just see initially, I just see that storyline. Secondly, you have over 70%, 73% tickets on the play and less cash. So there are bigger bets coming in on the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the Rebenga makes a ton of sense, but it just doesn't all correlate with me. The under statistically makes a ton of sense, but over the last couple years, and last year was my best year capping, I started caring more about the market than I did about the statistics. I just need everything to correlate. So I start with the stats, but if the market doesn't correlate, then I don't want to bet it. I certainly don't want to be on the other side of you guys.
Well, if you have to make a play, what would your gut tell you? You would still go Bulls?
I just feel like this was a basketball team that started winning games.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything changes with LeBron. And we see teams figure that out over a few games. We see that. We see teams figure it out over a few games. But I just I cheer for LeBron. I'm like Barkley in that way. I think what he's done is absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And we are so lucky. The league is so lucky to have him.
Mm-hmm.
In saying that, I don't think I don't know. I feel usually I'd be able to gun to my head, give you at least some side or something, but I don't think I can do it here. And I don't know, and I don't want my gun to the head to kind of lean anybody watching in any direction.
Got you. I got you.
I find this a very, very, very difficult game, but I'm concerned with both bets. I'm concerned with the Lakers, and I'm concerned with the unders. For different reasons. The public obviously all over the Lakers, and then the markets are moving the total up. So,
okay,
so we'll roll on, and the fact that you guys are moving on this game, and we have a bunch of people in the chat making big moves, and BJ dropping $1,000. I'll be keeping a very close eye on it.
Where to go?
Let's roll on. We have another LA team to talk about right now. Let's go. 8 p.m. Eastern. Los Angeles Clippers. Let me move over here. So we go back to LJ to start this off. Let me make sure I got that in here. All right. Hit FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. I just, every time I see, like obviously I don't want them to have the Grizzlies. I wish they were in Vancouver or whatever. But I need to do the Louisville, Memphis, Nashville trip so badly. Clippers 3-2, 97.30 possessions a game. Memphis, of course, over the past 5-0, 100.3 possessions a game. Rick J saying nobody taking the Bulls first quarter. What's the spot? Wow. Dave Redling, this just in, we have to go back. Dave Redling saying, according to ESPN, AD doubtful.
Not surprised. Not surprised at all.
I got AD probable. I thought that he was probable today, and D'Angelo Russell probable. So Markel says can't believe ESPN. So don't worry. I don't see it here anywhere.
Yeah, that better be injury report manipulation, because I'm looking now. And come on, man. Yeah, it's probable. Braun questionable. D'Angelo probable. Man,
yeah. I got the same. But it's important. It's important to relay that information to us. Like from Dave Redling. I want if Dave Redling sees that on ESPN, I do want him to tell us. Right. So let's keep that clear that it's helpful. All right, let's keep rolling. Clippers 40-36, 19-18 on the road. And Joe Yurkovich says the line says otherwise. He's absolutely right about that. The line saying that Lakers are have everybody going. Memphis Grizzlies 48-27, 33 and 5 at home. Back to the pace. The Clippers playing at the pace 97.3 possessions a game. Memphis playing the pace at 100.30 possessions a game. Let's get to the line history here with the Clippers Grizzlies game, and let's move here. Memphis opening up at -4.5. They're now at -3.5. Totals wise, this opened up at 233.5, which is exactly where it is right now. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one. To this Grizzly spot here. 84% of the tickets and 83% of the cash are on the Grizzlies, and the market's moving towards the Clippers. And it's been steadily moving towards the Clippers. I know I only gave you the pinnacle 4 and 3.5, but there were some offshores that opened this up at 5. So that's wild. This is another spot where we don't have a percentage of the cash available for us. We know that 83% of tickets are on the over, and they're telling me that some offshores opened this up at 227.5. This opened up this morning at Pinnacle at 233.5. Let's go over to Bet Online and see what they did with it, because maybe they also opened up this morning, and they opened up at 234.5. So I don't know where this was at 227.5. So I don't know. Kong's Clip says, "Give me the Clippers. I'm not putting my money with the public." Look, I can understand that, but I would need my action. I'd need my thought process and my X's and O's to correlate with all that. Clippers coming off their second win in 3 games, 124-112 at home versus the Bulls on Monday. We already talked about it. The Bulls had gone into Portland and beat them. The Bulls had gone in and beaten the Lakers, and they almost didn't have to win that game at that point. And so I don't know how much merit we want to give it. Grizzlies are in second, 3 games behind the Nuggets. The Clippers are in 5th, and the Clippers are in a real trepidatious situation. They're hanging by a thread, really. They're a half game out of 4th, and they're a game ahead of 7th. So the Clippers can still fall into the play-in. Batum went for 24, 8 of 10 from 3. Kawhi went for 22, 7 and 6. And Westbrook went for 12 and 10 assists. Grizzlies are on the second half of back-to-back, winning their 7th straight game, 113-108 at home over Orlando last night. Ja missed the game, and it was a precaution, we heard. So I would expect him to be in the lineup, but at this point, maybe the market is maybe hinting at something. We'll discuss that. They got 31 from Desmond Bane, 20 from Tillman. And Luke Kennard continued playing well. Put up 16 points, went 4 or 5 from 3. He's averaged 20 points a game over his last 3 games. And he also hit a franchise record 10 3-pointers against the Rockets on Friday. So let's get to work. LJ, take it away. Clippers, Grizzlies. Oh, we've lost LJ. One of the things, sorry, I was looking down with LJ. There has been some sound in the background, but The man gets his lawn. What is it called? Manicured? I don't know what the fuck you call it. Touched up, fucked with. I don't know, but that's what happens, and that takes cash. That takes cash to get your yard taken care of. You know, not a lot of people can afford that shit. So it's a good sign.
They're landscapers. Landscapers.
Thank you, landscape. Thank you. Not manicured? Not pedicured? I don't know what the fuck's called. LJ, Clippers, Grizzlies. You start first. Clippers, Grizzlies.
Yeah.
A real market move towards the Clip Show.
Yeah, I had a shutdown to work going on here. I'm getting tile in my house, so I had to tell them, can you hold off for a couple of minutes while I finish this show? So it's not gonna.
Yeah.
But
you're about 40 minutes late for that, LJ.
Yeah, I know. I told them, but you know they working, so you know they like to get it done. But I told them hold off for 1 second. So now Clippers in Memphis. I really don't have much in this game, man. I hate the fact Paul George got. Oh my God! Hold on, Jimmy. Darryl, go for me, sir. I'm sorry.
No,
go.
it's all good. It's all good. Oh, so he's gonna throw down, man. You don't want angry LJ. Okay. Darryl, Clippers, Grizzlies.
Okay, so the only way I would attack this game, really, you have to wait for the injury report first, right? It's not yet submitted here. But where Memphis has been going off, man, is the first half. They're just going off in the first half. They're second in the league right now, ATS. In their last 10, they're 6-4. But the Clippers, man, the Clippers are second to last, ATS. Second to last, and they're 4-6 in the first half covers. What I did notice also is the point differential that would make a lot of sense. Right now, first half, you got Memphis sitting in sixth place with 59 for the season average, 59-point season average. Clippers second to last at 55. So there goes your 4-point differential. If you look at their most recent body of work, though, the Clippers are sitting at 57.3, thanks to that 62-point first half scoring against the Bulls. And Memphis sitting at 67.7 in their last three. So they are scoring points in bunches in the first half. So if I were to attack this game, it's going to be Memphis first half -2. That's the only way I can look at it. We saw how Memphis really tricked off that game with Orlando, in which they had them shut down first half. And then Orlando came back and rallied and covered that spread, I believe. They covered that 7. I believe that game was a 5-point win.
Mm-hmm.
So it just seems like that could be the same type of scenario here, to where they can get out and on top at first half, cover that by a landslide, just based on the amount of first half scoring that they're scoring, and then just kind of trick it off here in the second half. So I do like Memphis first half -2. I won on that play yesterday. That was an easy cash for you. But I'm going to wait on this injury report.
Yeah, because the market is kind of fishy. I want to give a shout out to El Dorado Custodian. He came down and hung with us all weekend, and what a great guy. Money in the bank, so much fun to roll with. Part of the family, and it meant a lot to us that you rolled through. We didn't know he was coming down. He just bust through the bar doors, ready to party. and
then he had a shirt for all of us to sign.
Yeah,
he had a shirt for all of us to sign.
Yeah, I thought that was a Jamario Moon jersey. I didn't realize. It's like, is he wearing a Jamario Moon jersey? And they're like, no, it's Will Ferrell from a movie. I was like, oh, okay. I was hoping rocking Jamario Moon. Jamario Moon's still big up here. We love him. We love him in Toronto. All right. Darryl, thinking of moving here on Grizzlies.
Yeah, I'll wait for this injury report. I'll wait for the injury report here.
We have a first half over 114, part of a parlay for Astute Chaos. It's also with Minnesota Phoenix first half over. Let's hear what Darryl has to say. Darryl has shut down the work that's being done. New tiles in this. Leonard Porsche says, according to Jimmy, LJ has a landy capper.
Landy capper.
That's pretty nice. Landy capper. All right, take it away. LJ, floor is yours. Clippers, Grizzlies.
Yeah, I don't need to wait. If you know, you know. Memphis, first half at home. It's been passion all year. So there's no need for me to wait because Darryl has gave y'all his I don't give a fuck play of the day. So you can mark me down, Jimmy, because you do know the Trill OG player of the day is undefeated on your show. So let's keep this winning streak going again.
Okay.
Memphis, first half, Jimmy, 19-4 straight up versus the West first half at home. 16-9 against the spread their last 24 games in the first half, plus 17-point margin in the first half their last 3 games. Clippers, I don't like the fact that Paul George is hurt right now because I was betting on the Clippers in certain spots, but he's a big intricate part to that offense. You know, he had 42 points the last game they played Memphis, so that's a lot of production missing out of the Clippers lineup. Now, far as the side, the over is 5 out of the last 7 games on the road for the Clippers. And the over is 5 out of the last 5 versus Memphis. But Paul George is out, and we're waiting on the injury report for Ja to see if he's going to be ruled in. But that's why I'm not going to take that over. I think it's a lot of points missing. But far as the side, we're all over Memphis. First half, Trill OG player of the day.
Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach.
Look,
I just played it.
This is what it's about.
I just played it, man. Put me in, coach.
That's too low. -2. That number's too low for Memphis.
It's scary. It's too
Now we don't have a video for the Trill OG play today, but we do have this.
Pub Sports Radio's the crew, that's a fact. We all about bread, making bank accounts fat. Who the hell is that? LJ from the H, I stack green like Boston. Shout out to Nasty Nate from down south, where we ride on slab. 420 highway smoking with that boy Dabby Cab. Swing by Dallas with them Cowboy fans so we can smoke out J Money, cause you know that's our mans. Us against the bookies, put money in our pockets. Fly out to Vegas, meet up with Ski Profit. Hit the sports books, we got money to stack. Can't forget them college picks with that boy Connor Mack.
There it is, right there. We'll get a Trill OG play today video, but we have that going for us. The undefeated Trill OG play of the day. Grizzlies first half -2. We already heard from our guy Derl that he was so close to making the move, and now he has made the move.
I did it.
Now he's made the move. And we have Myron saying, shout out to the OG for the picks on Friday. Says all them shits hit. Yeah, man. When I put in his record, and it was the first 7 or 8 were all cash. All right, let's roll on. Next up for us, 8 p.m. Eastern, Detroit Pistons at Oklahoma City Thunder. Pistons 16-59, 7-29 on the road. Thunder 37-39, 22-16 at home. We're at Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Detroit has lost 6 straight over their past 5, playing the pace at 96.50 possessions a game. Oklahoma 2-3, playing the pace of 100.1 possessions a game. Let's go to the line history. I really want to see what kind of happens with this market in the Clippers-Memphis game, because I do really like where you guys are at in that game. I really like that idea. I really like trusting Memphis, for just 24 minutes. I think that really makes a lot of sense where you guys are on. Let's talk about this spot. OKC opening up at -11 this morning at 7:23 a.m. at Pinnacle. They're now -11.5 at -107. Let's go to the total. This opened up at 231, and it's still there, but there's been a 7-cent move towards the under. Let's take a look at the cash flow here for this spot. We have, sorry, we'll move this over here. Where's the Oklahoma City game? My apologies. I'll get this up here in a fast minute. Here we go. We have 35% of the tickets and 62% of the cash on the Pistons. A small move towards... Was it? Sorry, let me just retract this. Small move towards the Thunder, but the cash on the Pistons. Total wise, 69% of the tickets and 72% of the cash on the over. They claim here on this site that some offshores had this at a really low number that put it out yesterday, but all the books that put it out today. Haven't moved it and have it around 231.5. But they claim that there were 226.5s and 227s at some offshores. I find that difficult to believe. Pistons come off their 6th straight loss, 126-117 at home versus the Bucks on Monday. They've lost 17 of 18. They've lost 5 straight. They had lost 5 straight by at least 12 points before only losing by 9 to the Bucks on Monday. Jaden Ivey playing some real nice basketball, coming off career high 32 points. And they need him desperately. Thunder on the second half of back-to-back after losing their third game in 4 nights, 137-134 at home versus the Hornets last night. What's up with Shea? We know that he sprained his left ankle. Is he going to be in the lineup? They got Pokasevsky back, but he's going to take a while to get.
Poku needs a while. He needs a while.
It's going to take some time. Isaiah Joe rolling. Josh Giddey rolling. Take it away, LJ. We'll start with you. Pistons, Thunder.
I don't want to take it away.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
I have nothing in this game. I looked at this game. I was like, pass. Like, I didn't even have to look twice. There's no interest for me in anything in this game, Jimmy. I'm out.
Look, I get it.
Don't even ask me. Don't even ask me. I'm serious. Don't even ask me about this one. This is awful. This is awful.
Joe Yurkovich on the Grizzlies' first half full game at plus 115.
Okay.
First half.
I'm telling you, Big Memphis, that first half has been scoring. If you got an angle with this game, I just feel that you just start blindly taking Giddey props. That's the only way I look at it, really. You just take Giddey, take his points, take his PRA, go to bed. That's the way you look at this. For them to lose to Charlotte when that was, double digits. What was the closing line there? Minus 10 there also?
I'll pull it up.
Yeah. And Charlotte gets them, and Charlotte didn't have no scary Terry or no nothing. And that game actually went over. You know, they put up 271 points, man.
PJ Washington went off.
Yeah, so do I think with everybody sitting out on Detroit's end that they can't come and be competitive? These are just no, man, no. The advantage would still be for OKC because OKC has something to play for. I mean, these guys are definitely not tanking. But we're not going to sit here and talk about how we like OKC and these boys is putting up 11.5, 12 points. Nah, man. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all. So, no, ain't nobody going to take it away over here either. We can leave it at that.
I hear you. Mike M says, how could you lay 11.5 for OKC? It's a little ridiculous in his opinion. It says, take the Pistons, feel good when you pull up the score at the end of the game. That's
true. That's the only way I could look at it. If I had to look at it. And it hurts my eyes to even look at it.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't want to take this away. We solid over here.
Shout out to our guy, Millsy. Right now, big days at Bellator Media Day, covering this week's event at Pachinga Casino. Shout out to our guy, Millsy, representing Pub Sports Radio. And he represents us real nice, man. I got a ton of love and respect for our guy, Millsy. So have fun, man. Enjoy it. All right, let's move on. We got 3 games left on the board. Next up for us, 8 p.m. Eastern, Utah Jazz 35-40, 13-24 on the road at the San Antonio Spurs, 19-56, 13-25 at home. We're at AT&T Center in San Antone. All right, let's move on to the line history here for this one. Let's get it up here. God, all over the place. Here we go. So line history-wise, this opened up with the Spurs as 5-point dogs. They're now 4.5-point dogs. Totals wise, this opened up at 234.5, and it's dropped to 232.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this spot. We have 40% of the tickets and 52% of the cash on the Jazz, but market not moving towards them. Oh, we just had a big move. There's not very many bets in on this game, but we just had a big move. So now it's 50-50 on the percent of tickets and 51% of the cash on the Jazz. So that just changed while we're talking.
Yeah, I don't know if marketing plays. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to play initially, but we'll discuss that here. He's coming off a great game, 25-9.
Absolutely.
Okay, so then totals wise, 66% of tickets and 82% of cash on the under, 66 and 82 on that under, and it hasn't moved at all at Pinnacle since it opened.
Mm-hmm.
So Jazz come in off their 4 straight loss, 117-103 at home versus Suns on Monday. As we just said, Laurie had a nice day. Walker Kessler went for 18, 8, and 7 blocks. Taylor Horton Tucker went for 16, and Kelly Olynyk went for 10. The Spurs also come in off 4 straight losses, 137-93 Celtics on Sunday. Zach Collins went for 21 and 7. Branham went for 15. So no Shohan, no Keldon Johnson. And they said that Johnson has a chance of playing here tonight.
I have him as out, not unless that's changed.
Okay.
Maybe it will change, but it said he's still out because that is a major factor. But even at this point, he's been out so long, Jimmy. Do we take this? That indeed would be their best player on that team, right? Is Keldon Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So we would use the star player theory there, right? But if Keldon Johnson plays and Lauri Markkanen doesn't, that would explain the move.
It would. You're absolutely right. And Markkanen's out. They're telling us Markkanen is out in the chat.
Okay, I see him as questionable, but if he's out, that's why I was going to be on the Jazz, Jimmy. But those were 2 key players on both opposing teams there that would have to either be in or out for me to make a play. So if something changes on the next injury report, I would still lean Jazz. But if Markkanen is for sure out, there's no way I would play Jazz.
I get it. I get it. Let's hear what LJ has to say about this spot. Jazz, Spurs.
Hey, I'm the same way. Markkanen's out. You don't know if Keldon's playing for the Spurs. So once again, I didn't even cap this game. So I have nothing for you. I got players on the other 2, but this game, I passed.
Joel Yurkovich says total coming down doesn't matter. He is on the over.
I like that. I actually like that, to be honest with you. I actually like that play.
We'll keep thinking on it and tell me if you want to make that official.
Yeah.
Razor Sharp Picks play of the day in horses is in Tampa Bay Downs race 8, the 4 fabulous Philly. And we will be all week hammering the road to the Kentucky Derby. So I should all week. I should all Saturday. We start at 11:15 a.m. Eastern, and we'll go to the end of Golden Hour. So we'll put in I'll put in a 10-hour session with a ball of Kraken. Florida Derby, Arkansas Derby, and the Cardinal Stakes that our man Wild Hound will be at Chelmsford. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll be there all day. And also want to mention that this Sunday, we have our Sunday Night Live show, and our guy Jose Bouquet will be taking over that and hosting the Sunday Night Baseball. Okay, so Myron Kidd says just play Kessler double blocks, double and blocks, and call it a day. And Mr. Always Profit says, how is 2 fingers, 1 hole? I thought, was it 2 fingers? I forget. Says, how's he doing? I'll be back tomorrow. He's excited. And he's going to do baseball here on our show tomorrow. But let's move on. Next up for us, we have 2 games left, and these are interesting ones. 10 p.m. Eastern, Minnesota Timberwolves 39-37, 18-20 on the road at the Phoenix Suns, 40-35, 24-12 at home. We're at Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona. Minnesota 4-1 over their past 5, playing at a pace of 101.1 possessions a game. Phoenix 2-3, playing at a pace of 99.3 possessions a game. Let's get into the line history here on this one. We have it over here, and let's go. So we have Phoenix opening up at -6. That's dropped to -4.5. This came out last night, this line. So that's a little bit more time for it to move. This total opened up at 234.5. It's now at 235. So let's take a look at this. We have a legit move towards the Minnesota Timberwolves. And let's see if they have all the big bets on them. 44% of the tickets and 88% of the cash.
Yeah,
so we still have more of the public betting the Suns, but with none of the cash. Total wise, 50% of tickets and 63% of cash are on the over. A lot of talk right now with these Timberwolves, whether they are going to be bet on come the playoffs. They've won 4 straight. They're coming off 119-115 win at Sacramento on Monday. This is their third game in 4 nights, though. And it's hard to believe that Rudy Gobert, who was shopping at the Wuhan market and started COVID, could be believed in at all. I find it so hard to believe that we trust this guy who took down society. We trust him in the playoffs. Suns coming off their second straight win, 117-103 at Utah on Monday. And Nate Cerna says Big Cat is back.
Yeah.
Let's go here and fire away. I've lost track of who we're starting with here. I believe we just finished with Derl. No, we finished with LJ, right? LJ. Okay, so LJ, take it away for us here. Wolves, Suns.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game, man. It's a lot going on in this game. Both teams, man. Let's start with Minnesota. Like you just mentioned, third game in 4 nights. They are 12-5 against the spread in their last 17 games in the first quarter. 11-2 against the spread their last 13 games in the first half. They're averaging 34 points in the first quarter the last 3. They're 6-2 against the spread their last 8 games on the road. 18-6 in their last 24 games as a dog. 8-1 in their last 9 as a dog of +4 points. So Minnesota has been playing very well. They are a bet on team right now. They're getting healthy. They got Cat. They got Edwards back. So this team is making a nice run, man. For as the Suns, same as well. 9-4-1 ATS in the last 14 in the first quarter. 10-4 straight up in the last 14. The over is 6 out of the last 7 games at home. They're also averaging 31 points in the first quarter of their last 3 games. So my play, Jimmy, Daryl, you already know. Over first quarter, 60.5, because we do know that Booker plays that entire first quarter. And he can put up 15, 18 points by himself. So Minnesota also comes out in the first quarter. And I think plays that whole first quarter too. So with those factors factoring in, Kevin Durant's coming back too. So I believe that that's going to boost their offensive production as well. I wouldn't be mad at a full game Minnesota, man, but I think I want to bet it live because I want to see how the Suns are playing with Kevin Durant back in that lineup to see if he's hurting it or, you know what I'm saying, if they're trying to get adjusted because he's been out. But as far as my play on this game, Jimmy, we are going with the first quarter over 60.5 because I do believe both teams will put up 30 points.
It's a very exciting look. I'm very interested in it. Let's hear what Derl has to say. Take it away. Big one.
That it's funny because LJ and I look at the game very similarly in a lot of cases here, and we are on the same page here. That's exactly what I was looking at. Was that first quarter over? And what I'll do honestly is look at what the team's season average is. And compare it to what they've been doing in their last 3, their last 5, their last 1 games, right? We tripping if we don't think Minnesota's not a first quarter scoring team. They are second in the league in first quarter scoring. They are right under Denver, in which they give you 30 points per game in the first quarter for the season, 30.6 to be exact. Last 3, Minnesota's giving you 34 points in the first quarter. And in the last 1 game, that was 34 points. They've consistently been in second, even swapping at first and sometimes here. So when I see a team that's averaging those points and then can do it consistently even above what their season average is, it's always a good sign for me. Phoenix, they're 25th in the league, but their season average is 28 points. So even if you're looking at their season average, that's 58 points. Right? But what they've been doing in their last 3, 31 points. 31 points. So you get KD back. The guy's an absolute savant. I don't take the star player theory here as him being a crutch. I think he could just get in and flow and move as his game goes along. That's just how KD operates. Last 1 game, 37 points. I believe that first quarter play is the best spot, in my opinion. I've already stepped on that. Give me first quarter over 60.5. I got it at -110. This will definitely be somebody scoring 34 points in the first quarter. Easily.
Yeah. Easily.
And that's available at 60 at one book right now at Bet365. All the rest of them 60 with a regular juice. All the rest of them are at 60.5. This is a fascinating look. So let me ask you this very quickly to both of you guys. So actually we've heard from Darryl, he does not believe in the star theory coming
Not
back.
here. Not with
here.
KD.
Let me ask you the same question, LJ, because the market does. So what do you think?
I agree. He can fill in anywhere. He can flow. He's needed, when he's needed, because he doesn't look to dominate the game. That's why you could put KD in there, because he flows off everybody else cohesive. So as long as Chris Paul is, at the floor of that offense, and I actually believe his numbers are going to go up, because those 3 games that KD was in that lineup, Chris Paul was right there at a double-double.
Right.
He was
And
averaging 10 points and like 12 assists. So, and he was averaging 2 steals.
And Nate Cerna has such a great point that he says, well, Cat is a star too, and he's just coming back as well. So
see, and the reason why
is going to be first.
The reason why this sets up nicely is because even if KD isn't scoring, they were doubling KD and Booker, which is the reason why Chris Paul was able to get off. So this makes the game easier for Chris Paul, and he is a true point guard. You know what I'm saying? So in this case here, that's why I do believe it'll be a lot of points scored in that first quarter.
I love it. I love the look. We're getting action here from a bunch of cappers. Well, Real TP coming in with his action in this spot. He's got a parlay that includes our final game, closing out, hopefully to close out the parlay. So let's discuss our final game on the board. Then we'll review all action. At Rants agreeing that Minnesota can be tough in the playoffs. And tell me you didn't just say that. Thinking about the assist prop, Kong's Clips just put that in the chat a little earlier, saying it's at 5.5, good plus money for the over. He had more than 6 every game with KD on the floor. So Kong's Clips is on Booker over 5.5 assists. And Nate Cerna agreeing with the first quarter over. There's TNT in the house. What up? Final game on the board. Final game on our show. 10 p.m. Eastern. Sacramento Kings 45-30, 22-14 on the road at Portland Trailblazers. 32-43, 17-21 at home at Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Sacramento 2-3 over their past 5, playing the pace 98.50 possessions a game, and Portland 1-4, playing at the pace 100.10 possessions a game. Portland opening up this morning. This opened this morning at Pinnacle as 14-point dogs. That's gone down to 13.5. Totals wise, this opened up at 236. It's dropped a point to 235. The Kings had their 2-game winning streak snapped in a 119-115 loss at home to Minnesota on Monday, which probably puts them in a situation where they won't be looking ahead. They'll probably want to get right immediately. The Blazers coming off their 3rd straight loss, 124-90 at home to the Pelicans on Monday. The Bulls started out their road trip with an easy win at Portland. How vulnerable are the Blazers right now at Moda Center? Darryl, take it away. The floor is yours.
Nope. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Sorry. I'm not going to take this away. You can take it away. I don't want to take it away. They shut down Dame, bro. This team is 1-9 ATS last 10. Kings got something to prove. If you're gonna have to make a play, just play the Kings and go to bed. Wake up. But nah, I'm cool. I'm straight.
Double-digit road favorites. I mean, you have them upset off of a loss at home to Minnesota. Let's hear what LJ has to say. Kings, Blazers.
Oh yeah, I'm on it. So I'll take it for Darryl. I am on the first half Kings, and I'm on the first half under. Now, let's explain. Kings, 6-3 against the spread in the first half on the road since the All-Star break. They're averaging 60 points in the first half on the season, 56 points in the first half their last 3. They're also averaging 124 points in the last 5 road games. So the Kings are putting up numbers. So Portland, though, since Dame has been out of that lineup, I think it's 3 games, they're only averaging 47 points in the first half. That drops from 57. That's 10 points that you have dropped your first half scoring since Dame has been out of that lineup. And they're only 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 in the first half. So I believe for the rest of this season, ladies and gentlemen, let's just fade Portland. They're not going to bring their star player back. So let's continue to fade them in the first half. Now, caution though. -8 for the Kings, that's a big number. So I'm not going to take that number, but I'm going to take the first half under because, like I just mentioned, the Kings, 56 points in the first half of the last 3. Portland, 47 points in the first half of the last 3. That gives you a 103 total for the first half. That number's sitting at 120.5. Too big for Portland right now, trying to cover that first half number. So my play, Jimmy, first half under 120.5.
It's an interesting look, the first half under. The Kings are also playing at a much slower pace than we remember. Last 5 games, they're down to 98.5 possessions a game. There's been points this year where they were playing up 104, 104.5, 105. There's also some thought that De'Aaron Fox is banged up. And that's Rick J saying, hoping for a quick start by the Blazers to get a lower line. Fox isn't 100%. He wasn't running full speed last game. Joe Yurkovich, let's ask you, LJ, because you're feeling this total. Joe Yurkovich, can the Blazers score 111 in this game? Because that's their team total.
I don't believe so because they're only averaging 99 in the last 3 without Dame. 99 points. They haven't even hit 100. So I don't believe so. Unless, like, the Kings don't play defense as much, especially on the road.
That's
so
the part.
They tend to go.
That's the part.
Yeah, they tend to go like that on the road. But the Kings are over at home. They're money. But on the road, they kind of tend to slide to the under because of the teams that they're playing. So I'm going to trust the fact that the Portland will not even sniff 100 points tonight. That's just my opinion.
That's crazy.
That's interesting. Could they?
Yeah, I mean, this, in my opinion, maybe we could put OKC in that, but this is going to be the worst defensive team Portland has played in their last 3. Yeah. That's just my opinion. I mean, New Orleans got a better defense. OKC has a better defense, and of course, Chicago has a better defense.
But my thing is this.
That number is kind of tricky.
Yeah, but Dame is out. So who's the second leading scorer on the team? Anthony Simons is out. Right. So who do the Kings have to target?
Who's going to score?
Yeah, they have no pressure to pay attention to one player on that team. So I think the Kings
I get it.
Business, but I'm getting in early. I'm not going to trust full game because I don't like trusting full games. But let's attack the Kings early. But I'm not going to take. I think 8 is too much on the road for the Kings. Now if they're at home, that's big.
Right.
But on the road, -8 first half, I'm gonna stay off and just take the under.
Live bet the game. The game.
Yeah. First half under 120.5. Let's review all action. Reminder that last time these two gentlemen worked together on the show, it was hugely profitable. The last time they were on the show individually, they went a combined 16-5 against the spread, plus 10.63 units. And let's go over the action from our experts here on the show and then put a bow on this. First off, BJ, our man, came in guns a-blazing. He was at work, and he's like, I got to let you guys know I'm putting a K on the Lakers money line at -135.
I like that. I like that, man.
That was just to get us rolling. Robert Franklin, Viper and B, Troy Torrance, they all are on the Bucks, whether it be first quarter, first half, or first half full game. Derl and LJ moved on the Bucks first quarter -4 and -107, and I'm extremely interested in the under in this spot. I wouldn't usually, but situationally with the Bucks, with the Celtics on deck, I expect them not to play Middleton. So I think that under is in play. Then in the next spot, we have LJ on the Nets first quarter -3.5, and Derl's was that Derl's?
Yes, it was.
Derl's
that was our first one.
I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is. Play of the day was full game -10.5. When either of these cappers went on their best bet, the other was already close to joining and then joined. So LJ has the Nets full game as well, -10.5 at -107. I want to get involved in this spot. I just need a little bit more time here. We know that this opened at 13 at some offshores. It opened up at 11.5 at Penny and stuff. So the market's moving against these guys.
Against it, right.
But you see the best cappers, that we run with, they are not afraid They trust their capping and they're not afraid when the market moves against them. In fact, like especially like if you look at Noli knows in baseball, it gives him more confidence. He says, "I'm getting a better line now, and I'm gonna add a unit to that." And so there's no fear here from LJ and Derl. Next up is Derl on the Knicks full game -5 and -105. LJ's on the Knicks first quarter -1.5, the full game -5, -105, and the first half over in Heat Knicks over 114 at -120. I'm interested in the full game under. When the show's over, I get to sit with all this. Sometimes I rewatch certain games of the breakdowns because I can miss stuff, looking at the chat and seeing what's up. But maybe I'll have to bet this live because I kind of like a full game under, but I need the intensity to be there. And I'm only going to get, intensity. The type of intensity that I want in this game that would give me a full game under is if Butler's in and, of course, Brunson out. I want that to have happen. I want Butler in, Brunson out. Then I feel like, no disrespect to Brunson's intensity. He can score quick buckets, and he can, if a team is in any kind of a dysfunction, you just get him on the floor and give him the ball, and he'll get everything straight. Mavericks Sixers was a stay off. Darryl is on the Lakers -2 at -110, and LJ took the first quarter under 56 and the full game under 227.5. This was another spot, and I like to keep an eye on these spots. When I'm tracking everybody, this is a spot where the market's going against LJ and he's showing no fear whatsoever. Next up for us is the Clippers Grizzlies game, and we come to LJ's Trill OG play of the day that's undefeated on our show. He's on the Grizzlies first half -2. Grizzlies are on the second half of a back-to-back. The market's moving against the Grizzlies full game, but LJ just wants them first half. He wants them for 24 minutes. He doesn't want to worry about any possibility of tired legs in the final 24 minutes, and Darryl jumped on it as well. Darryl is on the first half -2 at -110 for the Grizzlies. Then Pistons Oklahoma City is no action.
Nope.
I do have a slight interest in the Pistons. I'm going to have to sit with it and make sure that I will actually put money on it right now. By the way, Brian Watson saying the Knicks are -6.5 now.
Oh, wow.
So Brian, so are you saying that Butler's out?
Butler's out. That's what that means. That's exactly what that means.
Wow.
Good thing we got in.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay. So Jazz Spurs was a stay off, and then Timberwolves Phoenix Suns. The boys are on the first quarter over 60 at -110. And from the breakdown, I also find it quite appealing.
Yeah.
And then LJ closes up shop with the Kings first half under 120.5 at
That's a good play
-110.
too. That's a good play. I gotta spend some time on that. But that 120 just seems high, right?
Yeah, it's high, man.
The only way that number will be hit is if you've got Sacramento coming out in the 70s or something like that. But,
yeah, they're gonna have to. Yeah. They're gonna have to. But I don't see Portland putting up any resistance. Especially in the first half. Let's fade them. They're dead last in the first half scoring their last 3 games. So let's just keep running the trend.
What a treat, honor to cap NBA Car with you two guys. Thank you for your time and your hard work and your insights. LJ, we'll let you roll first. We know that they're putting tiles in your spot and you shut them down. So we'll let you get back at it. Let them know. Give them the green light to work. And respect, man. Follow LJ on Twitter at LJ Sports Media. And man, it was such a pleasure hanging with you in person, getting a second chance to a second year in a row, hanging out Pubapalooza 2. Any last words for the cappers supporting the show, LJ, my man?
Yeah, man, just keep supporting, man. Thanks a lot. I love the opportunity to come on with you, express my opinions, give my analysis, because we do this for fun at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? It is business. We're trying to get paid. But at the end of the day, it's all fun, man. No sweat. So let's just keep cashing. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Darryl, we the dynamic duo. We're going to keep cashing every time we on this show. Jimmy, appreciate you, man. Like I said, I love the fact we got to hang out again, and I love our conversation. I'm not going to stress it enough, Jimmy. I love what you told me. You give me great encouragement. So I'm going to keep hustling, keep pushing, keep putting in the work, and we're going to continue to keep cashing. So Until then, ladies and gentlemen, LJ from H-Town, I'm out.
He's a great guy, great friend, great capper. Derl, my man, you're coming off a big day. I knew you were going to have one.
Yeah.
I wanted you back here solo. I wanted you just to have the chance to stretch your legs and have all the time and just hang with us because you have more than one family. Your other family's right here, and we love you, man. So it was great having you back in
Appreciate
action,
you, bro.
and great watching you succeed, just like you did all of last year. And there's still enough time for you to make this a special record, like you did last year. You're in the black, and it's been a tough year. So respect, and you got off to a rough start. The fact that you're sitting here where you are, plus, is really impressive. And I love seeing cappers do that. It's like something that I really get a lot of joy out of when I see a capper struggle and then they dig deep and they dig in. I always dig that shit. So great work. Keep the winners coming in, and follow our guy on Twitter at It's Derl. Derl, anything you want to say? Any last words for Capper Sport in the show?
Yeah, man. Thanks for the encouragement. I always you hit me up offline too, man, when things are going on. It's been a crazy year, just altogether. It's just been an absolute crazy year. And for a quick second, man, I was looking at the losses and I was like, yo, like, I don't know if I'm just cut out for this. Because when you come off such a high peak and then you start off the way you did, this could be mind-boggling at times. So word of advice, if you are losing, man, just keep it. Just keep at it. Just keep at it. Things will turn around. Jimmy, I will see you again on next week. As always, it's been great talking ball with you. I'll be back on tomorrow to talk ball on Pub Hub Live. And yeah, man, let's do it.
Respect. There is our guy, Derl and LJ as well. Great work from our cappers, man. Let's review all action, and let's bring old Sweet Tea Tits Bouquet onto the show. Let's hear. Okay, he's just about to get ready. When you're ready to go, there he is. Sweet Tea Tits, one hole, two fingers, lamb chop Bouquet. Big day tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. I'll give everyone the announcements of Say Hey Plays now while we're here. Like I said yesterday, we're going to do, and actually I didn't say this yesterday, but we're going to do Monday through Friday, except for Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, I'll be right here with my father, Jimmy the Bag. By the way, during the show, I was reviewing some ping pong film, and it's going to be a very funny video, I hope. So that will be hopefully out today or tomorrow as well. So keep an eye out on that. But it'll be Monday through Friday, except for Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern. And on those Thursdays, we'll be on playback as well. Just do a little Google search and be like, playback? What is that? Playback.tv. We'll have that going. I've already scheduled a few. And I will say this, the first one is going to be tomorrow. We're going to do our first playback tomorrow. It'll be our little project, the pilot, as they say. So we'll be watching the games along with the live capping, live betting of the game. So tomorrow evening, it'll be White Sox, Astros, and will be a whole lot of fun. So all this will be tweeted out, obviously.
And how do we watch the show with you? How do we watch? Because it's a live. You get to watch the game live with everybody involved. So how do we do that?
Yes, so you'll go on to playback, and I'll even drop the link right now because luckily I already have the link. So I'll drop the link right there. So you'll go there and you'll make your account, whatever, and it uses a subscription of your TV. So if you have, I don't know, YouTube TV, you have regular cable, you've got Fubo, whatever, just use those credentials, log in, and you'll see us on screen. We'll have little boxes, and we'll be watching the games live there. So it'll be great. No copyright bots to worry about. So like I said, we'll be watching the game. It'll be fun, live betting. And on top of that,
I don't mean to interrupt, but I heard that you don't need your own cable anymore.
Oh, well, even better.
Yeah, so that's big news here. That's why we're really going to push playback. We'll see. And we're going to test it out, but you don't need, they have all of the channels now. They don't have horse racing yet. We're working on that. Yeah, they have all of the channels now. So you don't need your cable provider. You don't need to have a cable provider. You don't need any of that anymore. Because that was an issue for, when Canadians it would also try to get involved. So you don't need to worry about any of that. They have all the channels now.
Beautiful. So there you go. So you can come and watch us. Tomorrow will be a whole lot of fun. It's going to be like our little debut test. And it'll be a lot of fun there. So no Say Hey individual play tomorrow. We'll be live here. And then Friday officially starts the season for Say Hey Plays. And I have all my guests scheduled out for every day. I'll even give you guys a spoiler on that too. Fridays, we've got Connor Mack joining us. So he'll be the first guest of the year, technically on opening day 2, second day there. Saturdays, we've got Dabby Cab. Sundays, I've got a free spot open, so I'll have a random rotation of people. Maybe I'll have some different Pub Sports Radio people. Maybe I'll have some viewers. Maybe I'll have other guests. Who knows? So definitely Sundays will be interesting as well. Mondays with Spin Doc. Tuesdays with Bobano. Wednesdays, I've got Cab again, so double Cab on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then Thursday, I'll be on right here. So it'll be a whole lot of fun. Like I said, I'll be tweeting all this information. If this is all a little bit of a lot, all you need to know, Monday through Wednesday 5 p.m. Central Eastern. Get my time zone mixed up. Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. in the mornings, so we can break down all the games, all the cards, and again, playback Thursdays, watching the games live. I put the link in there again for people. We've got some games scheduled. Like I said, tomorrow will be White Sox Astros, and we'll be having a whole lot of fun as well. And I'll be hosting the Sunday night live stream as well to see how that goes. We'll be betting on many things. The baseball will be there, and who knows? It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for covering me this Sunday because I got the full day of horses Saturday and haven't seen the family in a while.
Pollution.
So, yeah, I mean it's been tough. But I love it. So stick with me here, Jose, as we put a bow on the show. Yes, Chip, I will review all action. But before I do, I want to thank you guys for supporting the show here. It means everything to us. Chip Plylar, Mark Schillingberg, Trot Wham, Wham Bam, Gifted Cartel, TNT, Nate Cerna, El Dorado Custodian, who was down in San Antonio hanging with us, Real Deal Prime, Chip Plylar, Nasty Nate, who was down there rolling with us as always, man. He's a beaut. Mike M, Rance, Kenny Ken, Rick J, Joe Yurkovich, Rance, Yo D. Thank you guys. Astute Chaos. So Astute Chaos. So they're both on that Heat Knicks first half over 114. So I guess it's just gonna have to be a live bet when I move on it. I guess. Gloria Charles, C. James, Brian Watson, Gerardo Hernandez, Jalen. Tell me you didn't just say that. Myron Kidd, Kong's Clips, The Real TP, Jake Burns. I could go on and on because you guys deserve it. So thank you so much for all of the support. It means a ton to us. And, we're just getting rolling here. And your support just means the world as we lift off. In NHL, we'll start there. I'm very close to adding the under 7 in Florida, Toronto, and his Panthers are no bet. I'll leave it as no bet. I'm on the Islanders -1. Can you imagine Kuznetsov demanding a trade? I mean, it's just a kick to the gunt of Alex Ovechkin. Then I'm on the first period of the gunt.
Well, could you point on the doll? Where is that located?
You can look it up. First period under 1.5 at +105 for Minnesota, Colorado, and the under 6 as well in Minnesota, Colorado. And then, yes, Chip, the show for MLB opening day with Jose is right here. Opening day right here. Then in NBA, we have, I won't go through every single thing. I'll just do Derl and LJ's action. He really wanted, Chip really wanted to know, was it LJ's action? So I'll hit you here. Derl is on the Bucks first quarter -4. So is LJ. There's a few spots that they're together on, which I should probably track in the spots that they're together. But they're both on the first quarter -4, and I'm very close to moving on the under. LJ's on the Nets first quarter -3.5. And Derl, I don't give a fucking shit what the spread is. Was the Nets full game -10.5, and LJ came along with that. So they're both on that. Then Derl is on the Knicks full game -5. LJ's on the first quarter Knicks, full game Knicks, and the first half over 114, a spot that Astute Chaos is also on. Then Derl's on the Lakers -2 at -110, and LJ's on the first quarter under 56 in the full game under 227.5. Then LJ's first half spot on Memphis is his Trill OG play of the day, a spot that's undefeated. First half -2, -110. Drill's also on that spot. He joined there as well. Then we have not as much action. They're both on the first quarter over 60. Talk Sports with JT in the house, making moves in baseball. Saturated, thank you for checking in, my man. And Real TP says, go back and track my parlay. It's free money. Respect the Real TP. I copied and pasted it. LJ is on to close up his shop. Sacramento, Portland, first half under 120.5. A spot that I will take another close eye on. And then I will decide what bets I'm adding, and I will make them, and then I will tweet them out. And that is our show for today. Things are going to get crazy here. It's traditionally it was the toughest 2 weeks or so of my year. It's changed a little bit, but when baseball comes in and it's before the NHL and NBA playoffs, it's a very, very tough time of year with a ton of capping, but we love it. And, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. You got to put in the work if you want the cash. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have great experts on the show guiding us to cash. And as always, we will track every single bet for accountability and honesty. And that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Now we got to get paid again. We've had 3 straight winning weeks on this show, and I want more. And I started off with a losing Tuesday. Not as bad as I lost last Tuesday, and I got that all back, but you got to get that shit back. We got to keep this streak going. Kong's clips, I've got so many plays here copied and pasted. It's something I get great joy out of, and it helps me because I have to look it all over.
What was the note that you wrote down during Public love-based content? Is there a love-based content in the notes this time?
No, but I did see that, and I was like, what the hell is this? What does this mean?
Well, you and Pete on Betting with the Bag on that Friday decided that there needed to be more love-based content in the game.
No recollection whatsoever. I didn't know Pete was on that show.
Yes, yeah, he came in during, and you lit up like a little boy on Christmas. Yes.
How would I? Yeah, of course.
Why wouldn't you?
He's a legend, Loshak.
Especially when he walked in with a gigantic cane.
That sounds humorous, but I have no recollection.
Yeah, no, and it sounds like a lie, and it's absolutely true too.
There's so many things that don't sound that they happen. I do not believe they happen, but everybody keeps telling me, "Oh no, we filmed it." I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of video, and we're coming through it. Like I said, hopefully we'll have the ping pong video out today, so everyone can have a nice visual. We got all the points too. Jesus Christ, it was. Oh my God, just the pulling the pants down on Cab and just showing the world the ping pong skill was just sickening to watch again. I felt bad.
Cab has a lot of highs in his life. He's had more than enough glory, and if he thinks he's gonna gain glory off of me, man, that's just it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no. Our guy T put a little thing at the end of the video. It's like, is there gonna rematch at Palooza 3? And I was like, no, there'll never be that game will never happen.
No, I don't mind doing it again, man. The thing, Larry is out. The thing is I had been drinking for 8 or 9 hours.
Yes,
I was in no shape to play that game.
Yeah.
So that's why I barely eat. I couldn't eat anything all day because of all the sauce, and I was so polluted. I was in that's why I had to just keep it clean, get out with the victory, get out with the glory. If we want to play next year in much better situations, especially earlier in the trip, I'd be all over it. But I was in rough shape, man.
Well, now you might have to do 150 a game now.
I don't think he's going to want to add to the stakes. But
sure, I think he'd do 200 just to play. I think he'd do 200.
Oh, well, I hope he practices all year, because I tell you what I'll do is not practice and fucking whoop that trick.
Damn.
So I love you guys. I love you, Jose. We have a huge MLB season that pops off tomorrow. Bo Jackson said there should be a basketball tournament next year. Pub. We tried to do that the first year. Well, there
are so many old men, guys. We don't want ACLs just going on Palooza. We have 3 meniscus tears in 20 minutes. No, guys.
Now it's serious. Let's go get paid. If you're adding any action, get that cash. But most importantly, let's milk this shit. LJ a.k.a. Los Bookmakers. Milk it.